Welcome back. It's been a week. We're celebrating the wedding in Renascence today. Last time
we're celebrating the after the wedding.
Yeah, well, it's still the same party.
Same day.
Yeah. Last time you guys were sort of wrapping up your downtime between saving Burberry from his eldritch curse and preparing for the final confrontation with the pirate lord Loshrog and his cult.
Is he still a pirate lord?
I mean,
I feel like he got kicked off the pirate island at this point.
He's certainly calling himself that. It's not like there's a formal office there. It's very, very self-styled.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to say, next time I make fun of him, I'm calling him the chair hog.
Chair hog.
La chair hog.
That's hostile.
Like he hasn't been hostile with us.
So hostile, you guys. Most of last session was wedding prep, as I recall. There was a very cute date between Noelle and Jade. There was some poetry. There was some spellcasting that brought into the world Noelle Doppelganger number 2, aka Snowell. And we also saw dresses were bought and gifts were prepared, and eventually a ceremony was held on Farrell outside of the Northshore Gardens on the beach, and it was very sweet. Vows were exchanged and everything. It was like super official. And we're picking up today in the evening after the ceremony. It is currently Erndeth the 19th. You guys have a wedding reception to enjoy. And after that, it's kind of just whatever else needs to be done before we get this final fight off the ground. Nice. So,
really
any
good.
questions?
No questions pre-game.
All right. So, picking back up in
Oh,
section.
wait, I do have a question.
Oh, shit. Okay, what do you got?
What's Noelle wearing? What's Jade wearing?
Noelle actually has a very beautiful kind of formal dress that she has ready for occasions like this, and it's the same dress she wore on the one not date that Burberry and Noelle went on when she took him to the theater.
Oh no, I was just thinking that's completely fine. I wouldn't have dragged her off anywhere to get something that was nicer.
It's a pretty nice dress. I think Noelle knows formal pretty well.
No, it's a nice dress, but it's like Burberry's just like, different dress.
What was the first part of that?
It should be a different dress.
Oh.
Phoebe, get out of there.
I could afford it.
Look at the camera. Tell them what you did. Rotten? Yes.
I don't speak cat.
She's trying to eat chocolate.
No, move.
Just,
Don't do that.
stop.
No, Phoebe, no!
It's wrapped in crunch, though. That's her favorite.
And she loves crunch.
I also love crunch. I understand.
I was a bad pet owner. I let Timber eat one of my animal crackers.
Are they
It
chocolate?
has the same. No,
Oh,
it's just it has the same consistency as her pet food. I thought it was funny.
It's crunch. Some cats really fucking love crunch.
Phoebe really likes Cheetos. Loves them. Obsessed.
Phoebe and I have very similar tastes in foods.
Then popcorn.
Is that a good thing or a warning?
Probably a warning.
If you have Cheetos while you're here, be warned.
Yeah, just watch your bag.
Watch your fucking bag. That paw will be like...
I'm just imagining Phoebe in a pile of cheese puffs.
I think she'd die happy. Happiest moment of her life.
Well, in order to start this off, I think that when Noelle or when Aloran steps down, Noelle would congratulate her and say, "Aloran, that was beautiful."
Okay. I did pretty good.
I'm very happy for both of you.
Lauren immediately opens a pouch of snacks and just starts
it's I have done anything today.
No, wait. What kind of snacks? Are they yellow? No, you're not allowed.
No, she won't do that.
Also, I would definitely finally get a chance to ask, by the way, when you started your vows, you kind of sounded like me for a second.
Oh! A funny story.
Please share.
I was trying to write the vows, and they all came off very me sounding, and then I was like, okay, how would Noelle do it? And then I was going, Adla. Adla.
W-N-D.
And then I just started talking like you and writing what I thought you would say.
Oh, that's tremendously flattering, actually. Oh, I appreciate that. Well, I think they came out beautifully.
Thank you. I fueled you. It was Noelle-fueled vows.
Well, let's,
Since it was asked,
go ahead.
I was going to say, since it was asked of others, I felt like I should show what John's wearing today.
What is John wearing? Does he have a shirt on?
Nope.
Just some very nice leather pants.
I posted the picture in general chat.
That tracks. That tracks.
That's the equivalent of formal for John.
Still no shirt, though. No.
We all like it better that way.
That's just how this party rolls, man. As few clothes as possible.
Generally can't
Oh dear, they're going to think John's the male entertainment.
John really can't find shirts in his size. It's very tough, difficult.
He's a big
I
boy.
mean, if you were looking for a shirt in your size, you could have just asked.
Most of them tend to be those really, 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 really tight shirts, and that's just a problem.
Oh,
I repeat, you could have just asked.
He is a tailor.
Just get some bed sheets, man.
Some
I can even do the silly little frilly thing in the front now.
I thought you were telling him to dress like a ghost.
No, we'll just put him
Cut
in
some
poncho.
holes in bed sheet. That's fine. It's like a t-shirt.
Stitch it together.
Well, what does the reception look like? Yeah.
Well, it is more than anything very crowded. I think after Aloran and Adlar were hoisted up by the crowd of family and friends and friends of friends that Adlar's family brought, they would have been carried down the beach a little ways towards this array of tables and long serving tables that have been set up. They would have been set up at a sort of a head table on sort of like an elevated platform, kind of overlooking everything else. And
No.
there would be probably like a market square's worth of food stalls set up.
Damn.
Kind of around the perimeter of this. Lots of cooks, all of them preparing something different, would have brought their wares to bear for the occasion.
Your reception is a food court. That's a great idea.
Takes notes.
In the middle of it, there is a makeshift bar that has been set up by the proprietors of that beer garden. downtown. They would be just filling drinks and pushing them down the counter as fast as they possibly can.
Ooh, that's where Noel and Jay will head to the open bar.
Sounds good. And I think as you guys are set down next to the head table, Alorn and Adlar,
Okay.
you would see a few people, younger fellows, accompanied by Dodo, sort of hobbling towards the head table with this large, shallow cauldron. Very, very like wide, shallow brazier, and they get that set up on a stand in front of the table.
What's that for?
For you.
What do you
You see them begin setting up like a circle of stones underneath it. They start, gathering wood and tinder and getting it lit.
Are you gonna cook me? I know the joke's that I'm a fish, but I'm not actually a fish.
Well, he might not cook you, but he's certainly going to eat you later.
Oh, now, come on.
Let them work, he says. And
Let them cook.
Let them cook. After
That
they
ain't
get
good
this
kind of cooking.
cauldron set up, they fill it with water and then begin to just dump like 3 or 4 buckets of very dank smelling flour into this cauldron.
Oh, fuck yeah. Is this our own personal weed cauldron to get us high at the head table?
Only for you.
Wait. Is it like burning?
It's beginning to like simmer and steam over the next few minutes, and you start to get this like.
Is this what I put my head in that one time?
It is a more temperate variation. It's more of like a bubbler situation. It's like steaming, and that is sort of like wafting into the air over the table. It's a much more mellow high than just jamming your
Everyone
head.
just gets a little chilled out.
So, am I allowed to jam my head in that, or would that be unseemly
by
for
all
the
means.
bride?
By all means. But,
It's your wedding.
Dodo thought, it might be better to use water as a medium, given, your
Fishiness?
Proclivities.
Don't ever say that to another Triton, right? Anyways.
I just recall you looking very red-eyed and very dried out afterwards.
It was great. I soaked in a bath for
I
hours.
think this will help.
Wait, on top of the bath or underneath the bath?
Underneath the bath, of course. Duh. I'm underwater. I can breathe in my bath.
I know, I'm just imagining anybody else doing that and somebody would have to call 911.
That's what's fun about being pot fish. I bet if I laid in that, I'd taste delicious.
I will keep
You're not
my
doing
comments
much.
to myself on that one.
You're not doing much to refute the fish allegations.
Oh no, I think Lauren personally finds it really funny. When people call her a fish, she's like, "Oh no, I'm wounded." Ah.
I feel like I would ask immediately after, what kind of fish am I? Like, am I a shark or a blue marlin, maybe?
You're like those angry little fish with the very long fins. They like pick fights, Have you seen them?
Angelfish?
Piranha?
No, they got like the long wavy fins.
Beta?
They're like, very colorful. That's the one.
She would be the alpha beta.
The
You usually
master
can't put 2 in a tank for that reason.
I don't know what kind. I don't know enough about fish to even comment. To be honest.
Do you know what like those big skirts that are and out of character? I'm thinking like the Spanish dancer skirts, but I don't know what the
Sure. Yeah.
Like, it's like that, but on a fish.
Oh, that sounds very pretty.
They are. They're also heavily aggressive towards others like them.
Beta fish.
That is actually what the Lauren was.
We learned that the hard way when we tried to trade them.
That's a Lauren's whole character concept. Is that she was a beta fish. Straight up.
That's cool.
Okay, here's another one.
Did you
Very
used to
popular.
train fish, Burberry?
Oh, no, heavens no. No, it was literally, we just, put them in a jar and then carried them across distances, but don't put more than one beta in. Well, only one beta came out in the end and it was not in good shape.
But it was the strongest beta.
You know what? It was that. And you know what they say? What doesn't kill you scars you for life.
Let me see this
I
beta.
relate to that.
Adler would do his best to draw a beta for you. He's not much of an artist, but he tries. He kind of looks like you.
I am kind of finny. I think a Lauren will eventually, while people are distracted.
Did you tell her that that's only the males?
Wait, only the male beta fish have the fins?
Yeah, the females look a lot less impressive than the male beta.
Interesting.
Fucking
I never
tragic.
knew that, but that does kind of track with a lot of creatures in nature.
Yep. Does kind of track.
Well, the colors are the same. They just have smaller fins.
Yeah, like here's a few female beta.
Not quite as grand.
Or flamboyant, yeah. But then again, they don't need to be. They're not trying to attract their own attentions.
Oh, I think a Lauren would pull out, she wouldn't have had her Staff of the Woodlands with her, but during the altar,
Sure.
I think she had, it stashed away in her bag of holding. She'll just pick it up and put it, next to the table, just in case.
Sure.
Just at the ready.
Yeah, she's like, try me, I dare you. But she will cast.
I think you do that, and Adler will nudge you, and he'll kind of slide one half of his bow out from under the table where it's sitting, and then just back under.
Mine's pretty. It
Just
has a
nods.
little lantern.
Mine is an awkward shape, so there's not really a good place to stick it except just here.
She will cast Pass Without a Trace on it and sneak over to the cauldron of bubbling smoke and put her face in it.
Okay. There's not really anywhere to hide necessarily, but
I blended with the crowd.
I think people are busy enough, mingling and getting food and saying hi to each other that they aren't paying you too much mind as you get a big old face full of fucking sweet, steamy weed.
I feel like when they're at the head table, she's like, so I was thinking I'd move here onto Feral when things all said and done.
Oh, you want to move in?
Oh, you want to move in with your parents? Even better. Yeah, let's do it.
I immediately regret this joke. Anyways, excuse me for the moment.
Dadlaw, I have a question.
He waves and he continues talking to whoever he's talking to as he's getting more food.
I'll ask him.
He's got 3 dishes across his arms.
I'll ask him.
I think Noel would take this opportunity to meet as many of the people that Adlar knows, or just mingle and get to know how all these people are connected to the couple.
A lot of people don't really have a direct connection, truth be told, as soon as you start asking. There's
We're just here at the resort, and
well, the resort people are kind of off to the side, kind of watching. You definitely see the elves start kind of beckoning to people come join us,
Oh no, I think a Lorne.
going over pulling people in to get food.
I think a Lorne, if she saw that, be like, come on, come here.
Yeah.
Just don't be a pirate, and you're fine.
No pirates here.
No pirates allowed. So.
good policy.
I'd say of the few hundred elves in attendance. There's maybe like a quarter of them that are either friends of Adlar's family or friends of theirs, family of theirs. The overwhelming majority of them are locals who just love a good
here
party.
to celebrate. I respect that.
Lauren likes them.
I'll
Even
clink a
more.
glass with those people.
Clink.
I think I would actually like to talk to Doto for a bit. Has he started getting more like comfortable in his own skin since we last saw him?
That's a good question.
He seems a little bit more at ease. I think you would find out that he has been sort of off and on in contact with Bellaguate back in Freeport. There's some intermittent conversation with them through correspondence about memory research and possible avenues for treatment and stuff like that. But he, in the meantime, has kind of gotten really into just reading, like a lot. It started as research into memory stuff, but he got pulled into different directions. He'd tell you, it started with one book and they referenced a few others, so I checked those out and they referenced some other books, so I went to look at those, and before I knew it, I had a pile of books I had to finish. It's a lot out there.
I feel like the Burberry and Doto just literally devolve into a conversation about books.
Yeah, probably.
Lauren would find her mom at some point.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think she's probably gotten pulled into the orbit of Gimlamine and his wife.
Oh, okay.
They're probably honestly like just talking her ear off. Very, very excited to finally meet her, and talking
Grandbabies.
Time to start that conversation.
Yeah, they seem to be more focused on talking about the city and the island, and more kind of selling her on it as much as they can, because they are very excited about this whole thing and look forward to everything settling down and you guys being able to pick your spot here on Feral.
Oh, Adlar wants to stay at home forever. He invited me to move in with y'all.
I very much doubt that. I would not turn you down if you convinced him. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
I'll give you two a moment. And he and his missus will step away for a moment. Your mom will just look at you with a big smile and give you a big hug.
We should give her a hug.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mom.
I'd be curious if we invited we invited one of the people from Montauban, Brynbor, right?
Brynbor's here.
Did we bring Hitkey as well, or was she?
Hitkey has moved on.
She's died?
New adventures.
Oh, okay.
No,
she's moved right off the work club.
No, if you'll recall, Brynbor had kind of been on Montauban for a while, looking into that monster situation.
Yeah, that whole thing.
But he lacked a lot of adventuring prowess. Hitkey was sort of the most recent adventurer to show up and actually stick around.
Right.
But after you guys fought it, that was the end of the adventure, and she was gone by the next time you guys caught up with Brynbor.
I can relate to that.
So,
Well, let's add a Brynbor and ask him what he's been up to.
Yeah.
Is he still on Montauban?
Yeah. Lighthouse, honestly, it's almost done.
Were you
research.
renovating it?
Yeah. We're trying to get it rebuilt. You know, get all those old rocks back up in the tower and get that thing structurally stable.
Oh,
Trying not to obscure all the names, though. You know, I'd hate to plaster over all of that. That's it's history.
history.
So that
I
kinda
forget. Did we
slows
sign
down.
those rocks too? Or I don't remember. I think we did.
Yeah,
I
we
think
did.
yells are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I wanted to try and make a point of actually like highlighting yours, but then I set them aside and I got distracted because I had to go to town for supplies and I came back and I kept working and by the time I remembered it again, they were already on the wall somewhere. So
That's okay.
I think you're on like the second or third floor.
We don't need to have any special, notice of
I like
ours.
feeling
I've got a frame. I hope I remembered to put them together at least because I could get different little frames, but the one would be easier because I've already got it. But it's been going good.
Well, good.
It's almost done.
I actually just got. I bought some land on Monty Bon recently. I'll have to come
Really?
visit once I get something built there,
Yeah, that'd be great.
and I can come visit the lighthouse.
Well, I'm sure whatever you build is going to be a real like awesome, beautiful piece of something. I got a pile of rocks with names on it, so
It's more than what I have.
Well, for now.
We'll see. Well, it was good seeing you.
Too.
I'll keep meandering.
Sure. Mosey about.
Lauren would find Saren at some point too.
Saren is probably hanging out with John, but I think she's also very like plainly like people watching. And every now and then she's kind of like, I guess not leaning over to John, but kind of trying to get up to his shoulder. Like, what about him? What do you think about him? What about her?
Oh, are you finding a person to join y'all tonight?
I mean, I was just, we were just talking about it. It's just testing the waters here. I mean, have you fooled around here much?
Well,
What are they like?
me personally,
Yeah.
I fooled around with that one that I just married.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
That doesn't count.
not helpful.
Yeah, sorry. I can ask Adlar. Adlar, who would be a good partner for these two? I'm sure you foodled around with people here.
He's kind of like looking around.
Actually, it's a great question. Who here have you fucked? I'm curious now myself.
Nobody here.
She's just like related to.
Cousin, distant cousin,
Oh,
cousin.
well, that was not as fun as I thought this was going to be.
Hey, you knew I hung out at the ports. That was where I used to fish.
Sensible to be here.
Sailing the seas.
Feels like a good time for me to give you your present.
Oh, present.
Ooh. Presents.
What?
So you're going to see John reach into his bag of holding and pull out a gift box.
We get a
Proposing is
slideshow.
off. Yeah. Once you open it, you're going to see two things. And I will show you what's inside the box once you open it.
Okay. Show open the box. Was it alcohol?
Yeah, and then I'll let Plet explain in game what he wants those to be.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
I mean, it's pretty much exactly what you're looking at.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is an assortment of black and gold inlay lacquered grinders, trays, pipes. You know, just the whole accoutrement, everything you could ask for in one convenient carrying case.
Well, certainly
very,
fits
very
the
ornate.
Feyral vibe.
Yes. What's the
Um,
reserved, like, pamphlet looking thing?
So that is not a receipt. What's the word? A
Certificate?
yeah, like a certificate, denoting that you have one barrel reserved for Aloran, Ogolath, and Adlar Dor, with a fairly prominent brewery in Freeport.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They will hold on to that barrel until you are ready to claim it, however long that takes.
So I can just keep letting it age? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, we have to age it until I'm about to die.
So an extra
is
couple
what
weeks here.
This is
And I would like to be buried in it.
Buried in that barrel upon my death.
It's for a full-size barrel, and it's for bourbon.
Bourbon?
it's about 300 bottles worth.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Lauren's gonna give you a big hug, and she's like, God, I never loved you so much.
The box is actual ebony inlaid with gold.
Wow.
We're gonna get so much use out of it. Thank you.
This is fucking nice. Adler will definitely shake your hand and hug you. Thank you.
She will go eventually find her bag of holding and tuck that in there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sure. It's not too far off.
Very lovely.
I think eventually Lauren would also hunt down Alexi.
Mm.
Hi.
Congratulations, Miss Noir. Tell
It's actually
offer you a
Ogolaf
drink if you don't
Noor,
have
but
it.
that's fine.
Ogolaf Noir.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, you should have.
Wow. You are.
Little bridezilla going on here.
It's like,
The wedding's over. You can relax.
I'm just kidding. Oh my god, calm down. You're my old like mentor, teacher thing. I have to give you shit now that I can because you're technically not like my teacher anymore. So
Yeah. So much for those days.
are you okay?
I'm good. Yeah.
Inside check.
I'm good.
Just a little drunk and a little high.
And maybe, just maybe, in that order.
I want to see how. 21. No,
21.
22.
I mean, he's definitely drunk. I think you would clock a couple things. One, there's like 3 or 4 glasses on his table, and it's pretty early into the night. 2, he seems kind of off energy-wise. Something kind of nervous energy at play there.
All right. She's gonna hook her arm around his and be like, "Come with me."
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll go
Here we're going.
to a quieter spot, and she'll be like, "All right, what's going on?"
Nothing. We're partying. We're having a celebration for your nuptials tonight, and that's really great.
Inside check. I rolled another 21. 22. I mean
22. He lying. Something's eating him.
what's going on? Speak it clearly.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Clearly everything's not fine.
I'm just going back to the Verdigris tomorrow, and we're gonna keep sailing, and we're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be super chill on the ocean.
Oh, are you nervous? Well, you're a sea. Okay, so it's not that.
I am sorry. I feel like I am bringing
No,
the
no, 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 no,
down.
no, 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 Alexi, I am here for
It's
you.
a party.
I feel like she's gonna like grab him by the arms and be like, "Stop it! Stop it right now!" I am here to help you. Talk to me. How are we supposed to have an organization where you plan all the smart stuff if you're not smart?
I'm not gonna be drinking the whole time. That's what you're saying.
No, Alexi. Just talk to me. What's going on? You're not gonna bring down my mood, okay? I promise.
It's like, we're gonna fight and die in the fucking
We're not gonna
war.
fight and die. We're gonna fight, almost die, and then at the end of it all, we're all gonna fuck, and it's gonna be great.
What?
Across the party, you just see Barbie's head pop up out of the crowd.
What? Like a gopher.
Sense of disturbance.
Burberry is like
Going
sitting
back to
with
security detail.
Nah, Burberry is sitting with Dota and he just goes, "It's all right, Barnaby. You weren't invited."
Good.
Oh, but I will tell you what time it was scheduled, so that way you cannot be home.
Thank
I don't
you.
know if it would happen at the house. I'll say that much.
Fair enough. I got my room just the way I like it.
We've got time to figure that out.
Sure.
Just gonna rent a room at the freaking Lux Hotel just for that.
But Alexi's nodding along as you say that. He's like, I know. It's just I don't know how they're keeping it together. Everybody on that boat is cool as a cucumber, and I'm over here like, I'm gonna shit myself in a second here.
It's just the nerves going up. And like, truth be told, I think we're all kind of terrified. I'm terrified.
We just had
As
this
well.
conversation.
We did just have this conversation. Like, you think I'm not scared? No, I'm terrified, Alexi. Like, but the thing is that we're all here for each other, and we're all gonna protect each other.
I know. It's
And
weird.
you're like one of the strongest people I know. So if there's anybody that I know that can do this, it's you.
I've been working at like a desk for like 50-something years now. I haven't
doesn't
done
matter.
anything.
I swear to God, if
done
that's
anything like this is, oh God. And Gideon, he's just like, oh, just stone face. Like, it's screwable. I
you
can't
could always
even read him.
ask Gideon for comfort when you get back.
No. Throws it back.
Do you like him? You like him.
Hey, look, listen about Gid. He's great.
He called him Gid.
He's just like,
Did you just call him Giddy? That's
He knows so what?
so cute. Okay, anyways, please continue. Sorry. I just had to fangirl real quick.
What was I saying?
No, stone cold killer face, Gideon.
Johnny and I are just screaming over the peanut gallery.
Lauren's like in her head going, I can't wait to tell Noelle and Burberry about this development.
Alexi's having a crisis of faith, and you're just like,
He does like it.
I was saying. It's just everyone's chill. Everybody on the boat is super chill, and they're locked in. And I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm drinking a lot.
This is time to drink.
That's what I said. But now that I've done it, I feel kind of like, wow, I think I drink too much.
Okay, give me a second. Burberry, I need your assistance.
Oh, coming.
Can you
Hold
list
on.
her?
I'll be back to finish this conversation later.
It'll be like 5 seconds. It'll be 5 seconds.
Yes, what's up?
Could you lesser restoration it, please?
Sure. Why?
Why?
Just
Hi, Burberry.
Hello, Alexi. How are you doing today?
I drank too fast. Oops.
Do you want me to set you back to 0? So that you can drink more?
I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like
I think you need a reset. Just do it.
Okay, Lord, give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh.
So I get advantage because it's my wedding.
Yeah, it's a difficulty of 10. It's just above 10 is yes, and below 10
Okay,
is no.
19.
And away I go.
All right. And yeah, I'll cast Lesser Restoration. But before I do that, I will go get him a very large shot, and I'll set it down in front of him, and then Lesser Restoration.
Oh wow. Oh my god, I am so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Just make sure to drink an equal amount of water, because while Lesser Restoration is useful, if you can continue to drink, you might still get a hangover tomorrow, so stay hydrated. Was that all you needed?
Yes, that was it. Thank you.
All right, pats her and casts Restoration as well.
God damn it!
It's only fair.
I feel like you should have expected that.
I think Lauren's going to point and just death glare Alexi when he says that. It's just like, it's my wedding night. I'm allowed to have fun.
He'll just push his shot towards you.
I don't need it. I'm fine.
All right, ta-ra.
Draw. Out of here. Bye.
The Lord's like,
Fight you.
I mean, look,
Anyways.
if you want a sober conversation with Alexi, it's only fair that you're sober too, and you can always drink more.
She's been moderately drinking. She's been very relaxed.
I repeat my second statement.
Okay.
You can always drink more.
Fair.
Open bar.
But yeah.
Yeah, open bar.
Sorry, I don't feel like you were understanding what I was saying, but it's okay to be afraid, Alexi. It's okay.
I know.
And it's okay to talk to
I
people
know.
about it too.
I apologize for making a scene.
You didn't make a scene. I stopped you from making a potential scene in the future after you drank more.
Like he's about to say something and he stops and sighs and
No, say it. Put it out.
he just looks at you and he is like, I don't know when it was that you became the responsible one here. When did that happen? Was that this week?
Responsible? I'm sorry, what?
I am.
That's funny. I am like mildly responsible at best.
I feel like I've been all over the place ever since we set sail. It's been just sitting there and with nothing to do.
There's
ship.
something very dull and gloomy there for you to do. Just I'll let you know. Tall, dark, handsome,
It's
Big-
not happening on that ship.
big wings. Ooh, but it could happen. Oh, sorry.
That's not happening anytime soon.
Just so cramped, tight quarters.
Oh, yeah, the cramped, tight corners.
There's no
the
privacy on that ship of
No,
Lauren.
I
the
know.
tension.
You
Oh
saw
no,
the
privacy.
hold.
Oh no, anybody could walk in on me.
Ugh.
Bang him. Do it. you'll feel better.
We're out of rooms. 2 people are gonna have to bunk together.
Yeah, oh no. Can I share the captain's quarters, Gideon? Somebody took my bunk.
There's
What
no
is this, a
captain's
porno?
quarters on this ship. There's the bridge, there's the gun deck, and there's the hold. And
Next thing you
everyone
know,
sleeps
Red
in the
order
hold.
pizza.
There's no privacy.
Y'all are powerful mage user people. You'll figure it out. Damn. Have some visibility and have a night of questioning what you're touching. Who knows?
Okay, all right.
It's all right here in this fanfic.
I haven't thought about this a lot, okay?
He's pumping the brakes here. He's like,
Man, I should have had this conversation when you were still drunk. Damn it.
we'll worry about that when we get through all of this. That is...
But, anyways, on a more helpful note, I do think you should talk to Gideon about it, though. I mean, he's probably been the person that's gone through the most bullshit out of anybody. Any one of us. Like, I'm sure he'd have some tips, and with how close you guys are, I don't think he's going to see you in a different light, and he could honestly probably make you feel better than I could. I would talk to Gideon, but I still think he kind of hates me sometimes.
He does not hate you.
I don't know, I squished him. I don't think he appreciated that.
I think given everything that is in the past at this point,
He squished me first.
okay, it's going to keep coming back up if you bring it back up like that. It won't go to the past if you keep...
I'm saying he squished me first.
Okay.
Hey, don't.
I'm just saying, I get the impression he's trying to move on from it. You could do the same.
He squished me first.
Okay.
Good talk.
This has been very productive.
Okay, anyways, here, take this shot. I'm gonna take this shot.
Okay.
Alexi, we're gonna get through this together. And then you, I, Noelle, and however many people we've invited at this point, we're going to have awesome orgy, potentially with Gideon. I said potentially. I find it highly unlikely, but
Big asterisk on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think
cheers.
it would be awesome.
Clink.
Cheers.
Throws it back.
Now, don't relax. I mean, sorry, relax. Stay wow.
Don't relax.
Aye,
You might die in
aye.
a week.
Aye, Captain.
This is the time to have fun, okay? You have people here you can talk to. And if you do need to talk to anybody, I'm also here for you, Alexi, okay?
I think he kind of glances towards the crowd, and you see his gaze kind of pulled a little bit towards the ocean, and is like, would it be completely untoward to go for a swim right now, or do you think that might need to wait a little longer?
Why can't you swim? Did you forget? Oh my god, Alexi.
Did you forget how to...
Okay.
It's like riding a bike.
I thought you were a sea elf, right?
Point taken, Lord. Thank you.
Aren't you blue? Well, I grab his arm.
Still blue.
You think I'd care if you went and go swim? I wanted to get out of this
just don't wanna
dress.
Make that impression on your new neighbors.
Oh,
If you're
God.
going to go skinny dipping, make sure to warn Adlar first.
Adler would probably enjoy the view. But anyways.
Or
Actually,
he might
if you
think
do
the rapture struck.
Warn
do that
Barnaby
and you
first.
don't mind watchers, let me know. I'll let Adler.
Good to know. I will keep that under advisement.
Did he bring a swimsuit?
Me?
No, him.
No.
Did he
What?
bring a swimsuit?
Did you bring? Oh, that's a great
To a
question. Did you bring a
wedding?
swimsuit?
Why would I bring a swimsuit to a wedding?
That's what I was wondering.
So then, how are you gonna swim? You're gonna go skinny dipping, aren't you? Oh,
I was just gonna take a little something up the coast, maybe just clear my head or something.
we'll go. But you better come back.
I'm not going anywhere. I can't until tomorrow morning.
Do you want someone to go with you? Have someone go with you. You know who's a great person to talk to? Noelle. She always makes me feel better. Or Burberry.
Just don't let Snowell go in the water.
She can swim.
No, I'm just imagining Snowell just vanishes.
Just like cotton
dissipates.
candy. Just...
I feel like she's like, oh, there's Noelle now. You can
And she's gone.
Damn it!
still take her in the water.
1,500 gold.
Just a wave.
We lose more
over.
Snowells that way.
But I think she'd pull Alexia into a hug. And I think she'd just be like, it's gonna be okay.
I know. It's just. It has been a terribly dull week in a very cramped boat, and I think it's a little stir crazy.
Don't worry, we're all gonna be there soon, and I will make sure to keep everybody entertained, okay? I'm a Lauren guarantee.
You could see the conflict on his face. It's like, what does that mean?
You'll find out.
Alright.
I'll be on the boat soon. Ish.
Ish.
Do you think they'd hate it if I just, like, took off this stupid dress?
It's your wedding. You can do what you want.
No, I got it. I'm gonna do it.
You go back to your table, sit down next to Adlar. He's like, you want to take that dress off, don't you?
Yes! I want it off so bad.
Your bag is right there. You go change.
I didn't plan accordingly. I don't have, like, a white outfit.
It doesn't have to be. The wedding is over. We
But
did
it's
it. We're done.
It's
Mission
a pretty
accomplished.
dress, and it's my wedding day, and I feel like I'm supposed to wear it.
Ask Noelle if she'll make you like a Snow Lauren, and then you can put it on her.
I don't think that's how that works, but great idea. Anyways, I'd rather you just rip it off me later. So I'm gonna leave it on.
Lauren, what you do is you ask Snowell if she'll wear it, and you get her to turn into you.
Oh yeah, she could do that.
That's an idea. Burberry's got to do it.
What do you mean? Burberry's off talking to Dodo. He's not part of this conversation. This is just some random voice in the background.
Swim real quick and let all the bits out.
Sure. Go for a swim.
Yeah. Noelle.
Yes?
Noelle, I need you.
Oh, that's not me.
Hello. That's me.
Hi, Noelle.
Hello.
You're pretty good at pretend. You could pretend you could be me, right?
She immediately just turns into you.
Oh, perfect. And she's gonna just be like, over here. And she's gonna go somewhere and hide and just fucking strip and be like, put this on. I'm going for a swim.
Oh. Well, this is very pretty. She starts tugging it on. It's like, okay, I think I got it. Can you get my zipper? Okay. Excellent.
Okay, well, can you change your voice so you sound like...
Good luck with that one, DM.
Yeah, okay, how does this sound? Does this sound like me? I feel like I sound like a Lauren now. Pretty good, right? Hey, I'm trying, okay?
Just kidding.
This is the best I can do on short notice. I have not been practicing.
Okay, just sit next to Adlar and say nothing. And just drink.
Okay.
I'll toss seaweed at you or something when I'm ready for my dress.
Sure, I can't just wear it for the whole night. I feel so pretty.
Well, I like it. I just need a break from it. I'm not used to just being so confined.
You can have it after I'm done!
Also, tell Adlar I'm skinny dipping in the waters if he's interested. And she'll go into the ocean and goes for a swim.
Okay. Snowball will go sit down next to Adlar and say, "Hello, I'm Lauren."
She does like to say that.
Grade A acting.
Then she'll look out to the ocean and give you a big thumbs up.
I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
Oh, she's out there swimming, huh? It's like, oh yeah. I mean, no, yes. I'm to tell you that she's swimming, but no one else. Starts waving to people.
Funny enough, I feel like I was actually going to go up to completely unaware of the conversation that.
Oh, this is gonna be real funny.
No, this is different. Completely unaware of the conversation that Alora and Alexi just had. Noel was going to go up to Alexi and say, "How's the boat trip so far? How's life on the boat?"
Oh, little cramped. Definitely not my favorite ocean voyage.
Yeah, I didn't go on the test drive, but the boat didn't seem that big.
It's definitely on the smaller side, for sure. And the hold is not exactly the most spacious place to sleep, so, there's a lot of overlap of limbs and hammocks.
Ooh.
We're making do.
I mean,
I think you made the right call, putting off joining us until later, truthfully.
well, that's why I stole this wrench, so we could get there when we needed to be there. I hope you guys didn't need this.
Don't think we have yet.
The wrench is for the Jesus nut.
I just grabbed it off the counter. Well, it sounds about as nice as I expected. Part of why we were putting it off in the first place, just because I don't do great on the ocean already. I have these anti-nausea pills that I take when we're on boats generally.
Sure. Yeah, I thankfully am not prone to nausea myself.
Oh, you're a sea elf. That would be cruel.
That would be deeply unfortunate, but good to have on you, for sure.
Yeah. Have you talked to Lauren today? I think I saw you guys walk over here originally.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit a few minutes ago.
She seems like she's been doing well recently.
Yeah, she does. I'll look up to Snowell and Adlar sitting at the table.
She seems a little off right now, actually.
Yeah, that's
kind of dead-eyed.
She's still leaning
Her gaze
back
seems
at
quite
Adlar and
cold.
bat her eyelashes. Adlar's like, oh my god, you can't do that. And then she just dies laughing at the table.
She was supposed to tell him that she was going skinny dipping as an invite to Adler to join her.
That was not clarified, and she is now entertaining Adlar.
I feel like she's pretty sneaky, so I feel like she'd eventually swim up and telepathically be like, Adler, did she tell you that I was skinny dipping and that you were invited?
His head whips around. It's like, you did not mention that.
Eventually, we're just gonna have Noel and Snowell sitting up.
I was thinking the same thing. And that's when they get called up for the dance.
Well, you know what? On the upside, they would be extremely coordinated for some reason.
That's true. We both know these moves by heart.
Match made in heaven.
You'll watch as Adlar stands up and gives Snowell a squeeze to the shoulder and starts to walk down towards the beach. Oh, there she is. Yep.
Wait, what?
Right over there. She's between the two. She's out in the water already.
Oh. And I thought thought I hadn't seen her in a while.
Noel like leans forward over the table, takes a big breath through the nose, sits back.
Well, she's playing to her character. I should probably ask, how are you doing? Just in general. You've been working so hard with Gideon in those close quarters for so long.
Stop, I love it.
But genuinely, I feel like, I don't know, I've known people like you before, where you have a project and you work really hard on it, and it's like everything to you. And then the moment it's over, you start to kind of assess the situation again, and everything sort of hits you at once.
That is pretty accurate, actually. Yeah, that's about where we're at. We're at the hitting everything at once.
Yes,
stage.
I had that moment when we went to that meeting at the Eastern Alliance, and we had that. I forget the name, but the person in charge there came up and was like, "We are all counting on you. This is so important, and we need you." And I was like, "Oh shit." This is real, isn't it?
Yeah, the Prime Minister has that effect on people. Funnily enough, actually, Gideon wants to have another strategy meeting before this all actually kicks off.
Well, I don't think it can. I think it's until we're literally fighting Lost Rock. I think it's about as real as it's gonna get.
It just hit me. Probably worth letting you know that is on his agenda once you guys join us. So
Sure.
I think we'll try and join the flagship and get Admiral O'Gill in the room. See if we can't come up with a game plan. So
I think that's certainly worthwhile.
she said she'd worked with you in the past. Very, very glowing praise.
With me specifically, or with the Lost Emeralds?
The Emeralds. She's a Emerald Dragonborn woman. She said she was
Oh, we've met her.
Right.
I don't know what she's referring to specifically, but I recall that we've gotten along in the past for sure.
I assume this is either in reference to capturing Bloodbeard or freeing all of Montalban from that thing.
Montalban was kind of an accident. So maybe it was both. I don't remember, but no, she seems very competent. I think she's a good person to have on our side. I think we have a lot of very competent people on that ship.
I hope that it is enough. It is very daunting to look down the barrel of it. That's about where I'm at these past few days.
I know what you mean. Trust me. But hey, you and I can teleport. So if things really go bad, we're the first ones out of there, right?
I would feel pretty bad if it was just us teleporting out. I feel like I'd want to grab a few of our friends.
Well, we
at the
can,
very least.
corral a few people first, but I mean, come on. We'll be fine, right?
In theory.
That's what I keep telling myself. Worst case scenario, you can get your ass out of there. Is that cowardly?
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. I don't know if I could live with myself if I followed through with it, though.
I know. I'm the same way. This is a depressing topic. Let's talk about something more positive. How's Gideon?
He is
Do it.
stalwart in the face of our impending doom.
Unflinching, brave, handsome.
Unfazed.
What did you say?
What did you say?
Handsome.
That's what I thought you said.
He's handsome.
I'm wrong.
I know. I was gonna say something else and I forgot it. I was thinking about Gideon.
I'm just watching Snoelle up there admiring herself in that tray.
It looks really great on her. She did a great job copying Lauren's figure.
Pushing her chest up, just kind of holding the reflective.
I feel like Snowball's gonna get something from Lauren, like, you're distracting me, stop it. Calm down.
She sees the head whip out to the ocean, gives you a little wave.
Don't play with my tits in front of everybody. Jesus.
Noelle will cast a message to Snowell and just be like, that's cool, huh?
The message comes back. It's like, I just really like this dress.
It looks
I want one
great.
for myself one of these days.
Don't turn back until you change out of it, because you will rip that thing.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Well, in order
Sorry.
to... That's okay.
I just had like a funny thing where she's like, stop fondling my breasts, and then she's like, not you. Anyways.
Alright, so to move this forward,
Sure.
I do think that Noelle would be very, like, to maybe help distract Alexi a little bit. Noelle would describe, because Alexi was the first person that she ever saw, like, using teleportation magic, and so she's kind of, like, I think gleaned a bit of it from him. And so she would describe the idea of, like, when we were in Burberry Soul and she had to, like, teleport to, like, a past memory, because I feel like, in a technical level, he would be very fascinated by that story.
I think he has you back up a few times to clarify, like, the framing of this story.
No.
Like, wait, you were in the soul? You were in Burberry's soul? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
And before long, he's just completely just, like, enwrapped in this, like, theoretical teleportation.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even...
I don't know. It shouldn't have worked. It feels like it shouldn't have worked, but it worked.
He grabs a napkin, he starts, like, scribbling, like, arcane
There we go. Nice and
sequences.
distracted.
Like, I mean, I suppose if it's treating it like a
Well, it
time-
seems like
Right.
the spell that they use manifested some kind of space in the astral plane. It's very interesting. I'll keep him distracted from the, you know, thoughts of death.
That's fair. That's fair. It definitely works. I assume Alorn and Adlar have their fun out in the sea.
They
Eventually.
do. They do come back.
Sure. Eventually
I
come back.
think they try not to be super long.
Sure.
Especially after she starts singing Noelle. She's like, I gotta go back.
We're on a clock.
She's just grabbing my fucking tits in front of everybody. We gotta go.
Snoelle has like accumulated like 4 plates of food. She's got like multiple drinks that she's been slowly sampling.
She's not
She's
gonna
got,
fit in
like-
that dress by the end of the night, even if she puts the shirts. Yeah, well.
She's been like very excitedly like talking to people and like shaking hands. and
Yeah.
saying,
Oh yeah. No. As soon as she sees that, she's like, "Get off of me! I have to go. Snow, get your ass over here."
She's like, "Oh, 1 moment," and she'll stand up and like scurry down the stairs off the platform and find you like behind like a partition or something. She says, "Oh, do you want your dress back?"
Yes.
Okay. Help me out here.
She'll-
I have to say, it's really grown on me. I feel like I want one for myself one of these days. You know.
Sure, so.
I know. Do you think anyone here is looking to get married?
I just had this horrible thing where I was like, well, Burberry But I was like, no. No. I can't do that.
I won't lie, that thought has crossed my mind.
Should I do it?
No.
Should battle Lauren?
I don't know if Burberry would be greatly amused or feel very pitied.
That's kind of why I never brought it up.
I mean, I know that you can't be with me, but you can be with me.
Here, I made a copy of myself. Have fun.
Go nuts.
I made you a rebound.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sure you could find a fellow out there.
You're right. I am young, I am beautiful, I can look like anyone.
But you should look like yourself.
I guess that's fair.
Because you are beautiful.
Okay,
the way you
so
look.
out of character, real quick. So is Noelle looking to get married to someone just so that she can wear a dress?
Quite possibly.
Who could say?
I don't think she should be making any long-term plans.
The mind of a
Honestly.
simulacrum is an enigma.
So Lauren would come back, and I feel like the dress would look a little wet because she doesn't have a way to dry herself off.
Sure.
It's a little more.
Well, I mean,
see-through.
let's be real. If Lauren was the one that bought the dress in the first place, she probably would have had it be some form of water resistance just because she needs to mist herself occasionally.
Yeah,
That's fair.
but yeah, she'd come back to the table and be like, "What happened to this?"
Snowell would come by and collect like half of her plates and drinks. Like, I'm sorry, I'll clear this up. And she'll just take those like and start just kind of mingling in the crowd, just kind of like rotating between drinks and feeding and mingling with people.
Is there any of the fresh fish around?
Yeah, there's a pretty decent smorgasbord of fresh fish available. I think that the elves of Feral are probably not strangers to sushi, but it's probably also not their like primary form of seafood. You know, like they're big on the curries and the stews and all that.
Yeah.
So it's probably not like super elaborate, but they definitely have like really nice clean cuts of multiple kinds of fish. Lots and lots and lots of it. Really like solid, rich, flavorful rice packed with it. Clean, fresh veggies. Like there's a lot available.
She's going to go for like the plain sushi,
Just straight sashimi.
just
type
straight sashimi,
Stuff. Yeah,
and she's gonna start building herself a plate.
sure.
Did it take Adler longer to follow her out back?
A little bit.
He has more pieces.
Yep.
I think the Tritons have kind of been like hovering around that portion of the food court. they've kind of like picked their favorite,
Yep.
and are definitely like congregated around that table and those stands. So
Yeah, she'd probably say hello to everybody, and it's there. And
it's a lot of congratulations, a lot of well wishing, a lot of hugs. I think even Saren's grumpy ass dad would probably awkwardly offer you his congratulations and tell you that it's a beautiful ceremony. Really did well yourself.
thank you. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
No, enjoy your evening. He'll back away awkwardly. And as soon as he's out of earshot, Saren's leaning in. It's like, swear to God, you've had my dad whipped ever since you chewed him out back at the village. It was amazing.
When did
He
I
was
chew him
saying-
out?
Well, you didn't like chew him out, but you asserted yourself. You know. I think he's kind of like imagining the whole village building and saving thing as kind of being chewed out, you know? Because like he couldn't have done that. There's no way.
Oh, okay, so I was like, I don't think I've actually ever said anything really to him. I've just kind of
He talks about it as like, man, she really put me in my place. It's like, oh man, Lauren, your friend. She's like, oh, what a bad boss bitch.
I highly doubt he said.
Okay, he didn't say that, but you know, he's thinking it.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I'm serious though. He's been so weird. It's been kind of great.
Fair enough. I think she'd go find Adler at some point and be like, I have this like stupid garter that Burberry told me I was supposed to wear. And something was supposed to happen with your teeth and stuff.
Am we supposed to eat it?
I don't know. I don't think it's edible.
Okay.
You can try.
You could just go ask Burberry. He's sitting over there.
Bye-bye. A moment.
Oh yes, sorry. Yes, what's up? Do we need to sober up again?
No.
No. Am I supposed to eat the gata? What is going on
I'm wearing it.
Hold
And I
on.
want it off.
All right. So first we're gonna do the bouquet toss, and then we'll do the garter toss. Okay. The garter does need to come off. However you want to get it off of her is fine.
here?
I feel like she'll look at him and is like,
That is what the teeth are for. Got it. Okay. I am caught up.
So Burberry's gonna do like the glass clink and then say, "All right, we are about to do the bouquet toss. So would any eligible bachelorettes care to come to the dance floor? So try and catch the bouquet."
All right. Yeah, I mean, there's a smattering of
dude, Snowell's gonna be
young
like,
elvish woman. Saren walks in. Snowell absolutely takes fucking center of the front of the group. She's like squatting. She's ready to jump.
or be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Any party members trying to catch the bouquet?
I mean, I already said that Jade and Noelle are pretty happy, so I don't think they need it.
I feel like Jade would ask you. It's like, you don't want to go out and try and catch it?
I feel like if you know,
Don't you want to be the next person to get
I
married?
mean, if we both go out there, that's like twice as many chances to catch it as the other.
okay, but we're already getting married.
Do we need to be not getting married to get the bouquet?
Okay. Let's think this through. If the idea is, if we're going to be superstitious about this, the idea is whoever catches the bouquet is the next person to get married, or will find love next, or whatever it is. We would be wasting that magic because we already found love, we found each other, and we're going to get married, right?
But we would be next.
Love Jade.
Yeah, well, we could schedule our wedding for whenever, Jade. Well, not whenever. I guess we'd have to wait till after the battle, but you know.
If you don't want to get up and catch the bouquet, I'm not going to say no. You are very
I don't want to stop you if you're excited about it. I feel like I'd be wasting it, that's all, because we already are gonna get married.
Besides, you look so excited out there to catch it anyways. I would hate to get
Snowell is really enthusiastic about that. She just knocks someone over?
Well, I guess let's roll some d20s on my end and see what happens.
Snowell is very different from me. Kind of fascinating.
No, she knows what she wants and what she has to do to get it. Apparently.
She might be really drunk.
Want to wear a dress?
That might be what's going on here.
I think you see as the bouquet is tossed, Saren and Snowell are both very close to grabbing hold of it, and it sails over both of their heads into the group of young elvish bachelorettes behind them. Someone behind them catches it, and there's a moment you see where Snowell like rounds as she turns to them.
Oh no.
And Sarah just like grabs
Remember,
like, cool, it's good, it's
catching
good.
it, not
Congratulations. Congratulations, bitch.
It was mine. It was
Like,
mine.
she's like pulling Snowell away from the group.
I had it.
They both rolled a 4 and a 7.
Ugh.
Those were both terrible.
All right, next we have the eligible bachelors for the garter toss. If you'd be so kind, Adlar.
Oh, and now, okay. There's a lot of rummaging and at the head table as he like bangs his head. It's like, ow, fuck.
I feel like
She would move the chair.
Yeah, normally you put the chair like not behind a table.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
I do feel like Sarah would push John onto the, the floor to catch the garter.
Oh, for sure. She's like, I fucking blew it. You gotta do this.
He's so tall, he could just like.
So yeah, I guess anyone who's trying to catch the garter.
Wait, can Barnaby just roll just in He's not trying to, but he's
It
just
just lands on him.
yeah, he's just there.
What
He's
are you up to?
I just want to see if he somehow accidentally gets the
Alright, Barnaby, roll me a dex check.
He's not gonna,
And John, roll me a dex
He's not
check.
gonna want to touch the garter. It's covered in sin.
That's what makes it so funny. He's like,
Let's see.
It's been tainted.
Oh gosh. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go a full goddamn it.
Oh.
That's just 1 of 3.
Adlar's just aiming for you at this point.
He just threw it at Barnaby.
The heck is it? Oh no.
He fucking slingshots it and it fucking like just oops onto the fucking barrel of
Of the gun.
gun.
Well, now we know who Barnaby's getting married to.
Bertha. Good old trusty Bertha.
Can't believe Barnaby caught it.
So it's like, oh, that's so sweet.
Can I get a refund on this? For an exchange or something?
Oh, did you want one of your size?
Barnaby.
No.
Plucks it off the tip of the gun and walks away, disappears into the crowd.
Wait, Snowell stole it. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
I can get
I will say,
now.
you know what Snowell would do? She would turn into a guy, and then she would go up. The winner gets thrown for the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should have
She would just
roll.
turn into a guy version of Noelle.
She was in there. She was trying, but
Would that be Noah?
I was thinking the same thing. It would be Noah.
Noah. Yeah. Snowa. So Snowa tries to catch the garter. It gets caught on Barnaby's barrel, and as he's raising a ruckus, Snowa just kind of sidles up, plucks it off the tip of the gun, and walks away. It's canon.
Alright, good.
Now Bertha's a cannon.
One N, Barnaby.
Yeah, that's what a cannon is.
No. Canon like Bertha is 2 N's. CANNON.
Wouldn't that be
I mean-
3 N's?
2 N's in the middle. Well
I
played, though.
technically could give her another end if I needed to.
No N, no D. Single
Of course
letter.
you don't get
N.
Well, yeah, there's no D in canon.
Yeah, or gun.
You know, I think we're on different pages right now,
I
and
think-
that is okay.
We're all just a little too tipsy at this point. Is there any final event to wrap up the
There's
reception?
not really an end to this, honestly.
It just
It
keeps
goes
going.
on forever.
It goes on until dawn, and the
Damn.
crowd thins out very slowly. It's really only when the sun rises when you see a real kind of exodus of people from
Well, no longer their wedding day.
reception grounds.
Next day now.
The next day has dawned. But even then, there's still like a decent third of the wedding party that's still present, and visiting or lounging or kind of sitting on the with their feet in the surf. It winds down hour by hour, and it gets more and more low key. The musicians kind of keep playing, but it becomes a much more relaxed affair in the early morning. And like I said, by dawn, it's pretty much on its way out. Give it a couple more hours, and things will probably fully disperse.
I think Noelle would have been exhausted, but she would have stayed through the whole thing. She and Jade would be tremendously tired the next morning, but they would be there.
Barbie went to bed.
No, I blame you.
I think Alexei probably would have stayed for the whole thing, and he probably would have come dawn. He would have probably come up to Adlar and Lauren one last time and said, "Congratulations once more on your happy marriage. I am very tired, and I'm already starting to feel the alcohol, so I am going to go lie down. And I think I'm going to be heading back out to sea. So I will see you all out there."
I think Lauren will pull him into a hug. I'm just like, it's gonna be okay.
We got this.
Yes.
He'll hug you back and give you a big squeeze. And he will begin making his way back to town. I think Snowwell, after most of the excitement's kind of died down, has just kind of been hovering around the outside of the party, just taking it all in.
Armed with a garter.
Armed with a garter.
I feel like Noelle
ready to leave.
Noelle would be tremendously curious about Snowell. She would walk up to her, be like, "So, are you really looking for love here?"
Well, I think she kind of blushes, honestly. Says, "This is the most fun I've ever had. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little taken with the whole ceremony.
It was lovely.
It was beautiful. Everything was beautiful.
You did look really good in the dress.
I looked so good in that dress.
You looked, well, okay. Lauren looked really good in the dress. And you
And
did a
I
great
was
job.
a Lauren for a
And you
little
were
while.
Lauren.
So I looked good in the dress while she wasn't using it. But now it makes me feel like I want one for myself. Because I know you and Jade obviously will have their own dresses when that time comes. And I don't know. I feel like I would really like that.
I hope we can make that happen for you.
It'll be very exciting.
I'll be honest, this whole thing is very strange to me because from what Alexei and I were talking about the day we cast the spell to summon you, you were and are a manifestation of everything in my head. And I really love Jade. And I was wondering if that would be in you as well. And I was wondering if that would make things weird or complicated because as much as, you're great, I don't think we're also looking to, wrap in another person here.
No, of course you're not. I mean...
So I didn't know if that was going to make you sad.
I know that what you and Jade have is very, very special. I still feel your feelings as of the day of the casting. I remember them. But I also know that I'm not you wholly. And I think we have the collective decency to understand that that would be a little inappropriate to attempt to insert myself into this dyad that you have, or try to supplant you from your place in that relationship. That would be extremely inappropriate, to say the least. So, the wedding was a lot of fun.
There was a lot of thoughts in my brain before casting that spell. I didn't know what this was going to be like, or what you would be like, or how any of this was going to play out. And I guess I'm very glad that I'm a pretty reasonable person, because it feels like this is okay. And for whatever it's worth, I don't think it's a secret that we brought you on board for this upcoming fight. But after that's done, we both make it out of that alive. You can be whoever you want to be. Go and do whatever you want to do. Or if you don't want to be anymore, could arrange that too. Your future is up to you once we're done there.
I should not be surprised by this, but even so, I feel a little emotional hearing that.
I'm good at doing that to people.
I would do the same if I were in your position, which obviously I kind of am. So, again, not a surprise, but touching to hear even so. Thank you.
Of course. And if you just want to be around and be a friend, that's fine too. You don't have to pretend to be anyone. That was the whole point that I've been journeying for. I got tired of not being me. And
Certainly
I feel
don't
like
have any plans to be someone else anytime soon. Although snow was fun.
Snow was fun?
Snowa.
Oh, Snowa.
That's how I got this.
Right.
Garter.
Although I will say, I think Noel's still a little bit drunk. Not to send mixed messages here, but like, you, me, and Jade have to, like, at least once before we go.
Oh.
I mean, we gotta. When you get an opportunity like that again, huh?
Well, yeah, I suppose it would be an expensive opportunity to do it again, so... Yeah. That's... Yeah. I guess we'll have to try that.
We'll see if Jade's into it. I'll check with her first. I should have checked with her first. We'll see. But maybe. Alright, that's it.
Okay. Alright. So, you guys would sleep in late today. Wake up mid-afternoon.
Real quick, I think at the end of it, I think she would talk to her mom and be like, so would you want to move to Farrell? Later? At the end of this?
If there's a place for us here...
Oh, I can make a place.
I certainly wouldn't say no. This is lovely. far cry from one bone.
There are two places. There's this side of the island, there's the other side of the island. Adlar tells me the other side of the island is more quiet. So,
I expect if there's not an active harbor on the other side of the island, that might be more to our taste.
which is what I figured.
Harbors don't necessarily make for the best living, but everyone here is very, very welcoming.
We could always
Very
set you up a little farther out of town. The only thing that you need to know about is the forest. Just be careful. Walking
Sure. Well,
turns into the Feywilds at some point, so you can get lost.
good to know.
That's probably the one downside. But I am friends with the gatekeeper, so I should be able to find you. If something was to happen. But if people want to go into the woods, I would recommend talking to Adlar or some of the other hunters.
I think we'd be more than happy to busy ourselves in the reefs if there are any around here.
Pretty sure there are.
So,
When this is all said and done, I'll bring you here, because he knows I come here. As much as I'd like to let you guys stay. Probably not the wisest decision. Though I know he's probably pretty preoccupied. But
I was about to say, I mean, you said you were going out to fight him soon. I mean, isn't he?
that doesn't mean he doesn't have people still on the lands.
I suppose that's true. Well, I guess we'll be ready to head back later today then.
We could spend another day or two here. I just want to get you back before
Sure.
I go back.
Sure.
But I know this is probably a nice reprieve from.
It is so nice to not be in the cold.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It was a beautiful wedding, though.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
Thank you, Mom.
Give you a hug.
She'll give her a hug back.
And at that point, I think, start looking for somewhere to lay down for the morning.
Oh, she had rooms for all of them, paid for.
Yeah. So make her way to the room and
Oh, right.
conk out.
We just get to sleep at the North Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys would be able to get a long rest in, no issues. And I think come afternoon, Alexi would probably see you guys kind of milling about, give you a goodbye,
Lauren's not there.
and you would see her, or see him, excuse me, teleport and vanish as he
Okay.
heads back to the verdigris. So yeah. Let's take our break here.
Sure.
David just went to go check on doggos. And then when we get back, whatever outstanding business you guys have to take care of, whatever preparations you guys need to get taken care of, we'll get that all done after the break.
Okay.
Sound good?
Switching a break. Drew's back.
So, picking up the day after the wedding. I assume within a day or two that Aloran's village will be returned to Aelia. Okay. Any other outstanding RP business to attend to over the next couple of weeks in game?
I have 2 small scenes to do.
Okay.
One of them would not take place until literally like the day we were leaving, basically.
Okay.
The other one could take place anytime before then, and it would be Noel finding Adlar at some point by himself.
Sure, yeah. So, track him down. Probably back at the house at this point. Like post-honeymoon.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know where they would have been.
They didn't do a full honeymoon.
Right,
But they will be one.
Honeymoon light.
The mini moon.
Yeah. It's a baby moon.
Would that be a comet?
Comet, asteroid, meteor, I don't know.
Moon
One of those. Anyway, Noel would find Adlar and just say, hey, could I talk to you for a sec?
Sure, yeah, what's up?
This is gonna sound really heavy, and I apologize for that, but you know, we are days out at this point from everything hitting the fan, as it were. And I wanted to I wanted to, I guess, confirm something with you. I have every faith in your abilities. You are tremendously competent, and honestly, you have improved so much since we first met. It's kind of astounding.
Could say the same for everyone else in the house.
I suppose we all have had our growth over the last few months. I preface with that because I'd very much like you to promise me something, Adlar. If we're in that fight, and things start going really, really bad, please, please, find me or Snow-Owl and get you out of there. I know that Aloran has been through some truly, truly awful things. And I don't think that she could live with herself if something happened to you in that fight. I just want to make sure you get out of it.
To make sure we all get out of it. Yeah. I understand where you're coming from. I do. I could not in good conscience just leave her if something happened to her. And that's why things are going bad. You know, I would have to try and get her out. Honestly, I don't think she wants to see any of you go down.
No, of course not. We all want to make it out of this, Adlar. But I know if there was a choice between losing everyone or keeping you alive, she would choose that.
You are the exit strategy. Look, I got that.
I promise, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this awful situation I've manifested in my head to transpire, but... Lauren can't lose another. She's been through this once before.
We got to get through this. All of us. I don't think there's any way we are making decisions about who lives and who dies. We either win or we lose, you know? If this thing is as big as it sounds like it is. I don't know that we can afford to back down or run.
Those of us who do get out, if the need arises, can help whatever powers are end up fighting it next. We're the first line of defense, not the last.
I hope that is true.
I don't know much
about... Oh, you first.
I don't know much about the larger world outside of Lythor, but I know Enegard is a force to be reckoned with, and if we fail, it wouldn't surprise me if they made a move.
All I was going to say is looking around, I have not seen another group like us walking around, you know. We are kind of a special few. I'm not sure how many lost emeralds the Enegard has lying around, but they cannot be many.
I think you might be right. I'm sorry for bringing such a heavy topic to you today. I
get it.
Like all of us, I've just been thinking about it over and over again.
I get it. I do. But I think it's... I think we have to stand together and see this through. I don't think we are making a partial retreat and leaving people behind, and maybe someone lives, maybe someone dies, who knows. I think it's got to be all or nothing. And I intend to make sure she gets through this. Whole reason I'm here.
Oh, if it gets to the point where things are dire, we won't have time to have this conversation. So I figured we should have it beforehand.
I appreciate that. And good to know. You, Snoel, you are the way out.
That's the plan.
Yeah, Lexi, I heard him say something to you about wanting to have a strategy meeting once we get back
when
to
we
the
get
ship.
to the
So
ship.
I'm sure we'll talk about all this there too.
I don't think we're going to be talking about exit strategies, but yeah, you're probably right. We'll be talking about this stuff.
This kind of stuff.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll get out of your hair.
No. Hey, I take the edge off. It'll offer
Yeah.
you
know
the butt
what?
of his joint.
Fuck it. Sure. I'll smoke with Outlaw for a bit.
Sure.
That's all. Just wanted to get that out there.
Quick little touch base with Adlar. Anybody else got something? We got any errands to run? We got any magic items? We got to procure any shopping to do last minute?
I'd like to talk to some of them engineers to speed up my product.
Okay. I think if you want to get that done, excuse me, faster, I'm gonna pull another guy in on it. Give it another 1,000 gold pieces. You can cut the work time in half.
Can I use my fun bucks for that?
This feels like something the fun bucks would apply to, since you're asking the Navy. So yeah.
Excellent.
I think with that, assuming some soft retconny stuff, you could probably be done within a couple of days of the wedding being over. Considering you started this project on the 59th of last month.
Correct.
So, be the 22nd, 23rd or something. You'd wrap up on that project and it'd be ready to go.
How much would mithril half plate be?
Adlar is wearing mithril half plate, I'm pretty sure.
This is for a Lauren.
For a Lauren.
Because the barrier tattoo doesn't really help her as much as it used to, since now it's better for her to transform with
Sure.
Hold on.
Yeah, mithril armor is not super expensive relative to what you guys have access to.
Okay.
So half plate on its own is 750. Making it out of mithril, 300. So 1,050.
All right, she's getting some mithril half plate because then it will leave her AC the same. She just won't have a
match.
What?
Matching mithril armor.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, wild shape isn't as useful as it used, so.
Yeah, you are going up against attack bonuses that are probably beyond.
And
Yeah.
T-Rex is not great at swimming.
Yeah, but I can keep my current one.
That's fair.
So.
So free up an attunement slot with that.
Yep.
Okay. Sure.
Very tiny thing. I was thinking about keeping, when it comes to Snowell, keeping options open. So I think that Noelle would commission an exact copy of her outfit for Snowell as well, so that it could be twinsies. Yes. Yeah, just for the sake of the battle, having a little bit of confusion potential could be worthwhile.
Interesting.
I already deducted 300 gold for it. Is that okay?
For just clothing?
Well, it was make it because
For glamour weave.
No, not glamour. It was just
clothes.
It was just clothes, but it was okay. I deducted 300 gold for here's everything that Snowell would need to exist and function alongside us and look exactly like Noelle.
Okay. I mean, if you want her to just have a perfect replica of all your mundane equipment and shit, it's fine. 300 is fine.
Yeah. Well, she would have a perfect replica of my non-mundane equipment too. It just wouldn't be magical.
Right.
So.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay.
I can live with 300 for that.
That's probably overpaying, but whatever. We got tons of money.
Yeah. It's the end of the game.
But I pay a very, very nice tailor to make it perfect, that's all.
Yeah. They have to be seamless,
Yes.
identical, indistinguishable.
Mm-hmm.
That perfectly replicates even little, tears and
exactly. It's like a costume designer, basically. Yeah. I talked to the head costume designer at the Freeport Theater to get it made.
She's good at her job.
Yeah. But outside of that, there's nothing else I need to be buying. I assume that I would probably be picking up all my magic items the day before we leave or something from the Eastern Alliance.
Yeah, it'd be those last 2 weeks. Stuff would be wrapping up and finished, and then they'd be calling you and be like, "Hey, your shit's ready.
Yeah.
We got another week on the other thing, and you'd be accumulating those last-minute purchases during this period.
Sure.
So we already talked about that off screen. So
Yeah, I might look at some magic items, but I'll just do that
okay,
if that's okay.
that's fine. You have a week.
I don't think we're fighting Lost Rock today.
Yeah.
That will probably be initiative rolled at the top of next session at this pace.
Oh, interesting.
So
I would think I do think Alorn would have a small conversation with Adlar in the same vein of Noelle's conversation with Adlar.
No, I'm sorry. Did I preempt something?
you walk in and find them both smoking. It's like, Lauren, there you are.
Hello, Lauren. Good to see you.
No, it doesn't have to be then. It'd probably be like the night before they like leave.
Okay, sure.
I think she'd be like, she'd just be like, kind of just like, are you sure there's nothing I can do to make you stay here?
I'm sure.
Oh, do you want to come join me in this little closet over here?
Not if you're going to lock me in there.
Oh, darn. Okay.
We live together, we die together. That was the plan.
No dying.
That's also the plan.
See, if I was actually going to lock you in the closet, I would have very convincingly got you in that closet and then proceeded to
I appreciate your transparency.
And actually lock you in the closet. But I didn't, so go me. But also, please.
Look, it is not going to be any better for me if I am stuck here and you die and I can't do anything about it.
But you won't know about it. It'll be okay.
And
then Burberry will bring me back to life.
I'm going to be thinking about it for days and days, and I won't know until time passes, and then I think back and I'm like, wow, I really wish she hadn't locked me in that closet. That would be so nice if that hadn't happened. But here we are. I am locked in this room, and Lauren is dead, and nothing is okay.
Okay, fine. You can come with me.
Thank you. I want to watch.
Me die? That's just messed up. What the hell?
Too far? Was that too far? I'm sorry.
I'm about to
Here.
lock you in.
Okay. No. Here. Let me use the fresh new. It's so smooth.
Oh, the grinder.
Grinder. Let's just get you nice and toasty.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're off to a better start now.
See, this is why you keep me on this ship. I roll the fattest bloods.
Fair enough.
Also, I'm not a terrible shot.
That is awesome. I just don't want anything to happen.
I don't want anything to happen to you. To anyone, frankly. But, it's a fight, so
But yes.
bad shit's going to happen. We just have to fucking win.
Just remember, I can take a lot of damage. Okay, so just keep that in mind. As
Okay,
you see shit happening.
I'm not going to worry. I will play to my strengths. I will do my best to do what I do, and I know everyone else will be doing the same. So,
And Adlar will somehow get the final shot of the big boss.
fucking watch. That son of a beat right between his eyes
No, that's mine. That's my kill. Sorry.
as his head tumbles over the edge of the ship. Adlar strings an arrow right in his forehead. Now he is double dead.
I already called dibs on Walsharog, actually. So
If you don't want to share, gosh, fine. I will kill all his other friends, whatever.
yes, that works perfect. Yeah.
Whatever, I don't care. You can have the one guy. I'll kill all his other friends. All 250 of them, whatever. How many are we fighting?
A lot. Ships and ships and ships worth them technically.
It always seems like a lot, yeah. Yeah. They got this. I am not worried.
Well, either way, they'll just have like a romantic night later after the
Aw.
conversation.
Precious.
No,
Okay.
that's about it.
Noelle said she had something the night before as well.
Yeah. In a similar vein to that conversation, Noelle would be doing what a Lauren wished she could do and be saying goodbye to Jade. I'm curious how Jade would be doing, because wouldn't surprise me if she wasn't doing well.
Give me an insight check.
You get to roll a dice.
Gasp.
What is this new mechanic? Not great. Noelle's distracted.
How come you're just really bad at rolling insight checks whenever
I
it's
have a
important?
+8 to this. It's a 15. It's a 15.
Oh, okay.
I can't roll that bad, but
I mean, you're a little shaken yourself. You know, you got some nerves of your own. You're tamping down. It's subtle, but it is there. The signs that Jade is doing her best to put on a brave face over the course of this week. She's keeping it together, but there are moments over the course of your conversations where she, falls quiet and kind of hangs in that silence for a beat longer than she would normally. She doesn't really bounce back into a new topic of conversation as quickly. Kind of catch her sometimes with this almost like 1,000-yard stare out the window, just kind of looking out at the sea. But every time you rouse her from it, she bounces back with a smile and a chuckle and gives you a hug and pushes back into a more comfortable space. She's trying, but you can tell she is worried.
well, I guess on that last night, Noah would probably find her. I assume in their room in the house or whatever. And she would, she'd say, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm going to miss you when you head out tomorrow.
Gonna miss you too.
Pretty confident you guys have got this.
Well, it makes one of us. I'll walk
Don't say
over.
that.
I'm sorry. I just gotta use humor to break the tension a little bit sometimes. I'll go over and sit down next to her on the bed probably and kind of rub her shoulder. I wish more than anything that we could just lay back on this bed and go to sleep and ignore everything tomorrow, but I think they'll need me.
I think they'll need both of you. And as much as I like Noelle, I am starting to feel like maybe she is a little more different than you than we had thought at first. Manic.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, she's going through a lot of very intense existential questions right now, very quickly.
Poor thing.
I know. I think she's, she's gonna be interesting to see where she goes.
Yeah.
I got something made for you. Well, we'll reach into her bag and pull out, I guess her bag of holding. She'll pull out this, rapier. And
Oh.
she'll say, I feel like all we ever do is get each other swords, but here's one more. I think
You'll take it.
I think it will be, a
Nice.
very nice, well-weighted, well-crafted weapon. And I think if Jade spends any moments with it, she would probably notice some small, runic carvings on the handle. I asked the people at the Eastern Alliance what type of item I could get you to help keep you safe when I'm not here. And the nice mages there suggested this enchantment. Whenever there is danger near, it will glow. And so long as you are connected to it, no one could ever get the drop on you.
Well, this would have been helpful a few months ago. Although I don't know if I would have made it back to Freeport back then if that job had come around, so arguably for the best.
I'm glad everything
Thank you.
worked out as well as it did.
You too.
You're very welcome. It feels so small in all of this, but you got a piece of me with you now, and I'll kind of adjust the sword on her hip, and she'll pull it out and look across it, and Jade would recognize it's the blade that she got her for Christmas. The one with the poem inscribed on it. And she'll say, and I have a piece of you with me.
You have to come back. You get that, right?
We have a whole wedding to plan.
I know.
I had an idea for the date.
Hmm.
The 26th of Arrow Death. It's the day that I found the lost emeralds.
Hmm. Interesting getting married in the middle of the week, but I could go for something a little unconventional.
I mean, it's a while out. I think people could make plans if they needed to.
I'm sure they could.
Just think about it.
You come back, I will marry you whatever day you ask me to. I am not going to fight you.
I guess I feel inclined to say as well. We really don't know what all Lasharog has planned, but there's a non-zero chance that Freeport could be in danger again, and we won't be here this time. I know you're strong. I just ask that you stay as safe as you can. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but If you feel like you need to help people, should that time come, do what you gotta do.
She nods. And I think she is just gonna hug you. And give you a kiss.
Yeah.
And tell you, you have better come back, okay? Come back.
I have every intention to, Jade.
Okay. Do it. I am going to hold you to it.
I wouldn't miss our wedding for the world. I think they will spend the night together. Yes, Johnny.
I don't want to say something and ruin the moment, so I
I
figured
wouldn't be
might-
caught dead away from our wedding.
Yeah.
So, as the couples say their goodbyes, anything else?
Barry would spend a few days with his parents and update his will.
Fair.
Wait a second.
Hmm.
If going with tradition and the curse that Barnaby has been bestowed, that means he is going to theoretically have to be married before Jade and Noel.
Let's get married to Snowell. Problem solved.
No, I ain't going into a sham marriage.
Wait, why is that a sham? She's a person.
Yeah, and I don't have feelings for her, so it would be a sham marriage.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very honest. I
Right.
appreciate it.
There's gonna be lots of bachelorettes on that ship from the Green Wardens.
It's true. Hey,
Bachelorette number 1.
you're picking the litter.
Bachelorette 2.
Bachelorette number 57.
Yep.
I feel like we're pretty ready.
All right. So,
Never truly ready,
eventually,
but ready enough.
I know.
Yep.
the day of reckoning
No.
rolls around.
Wait, I have 12 more melodramatic conversations.
Okay.
No.
Come on, Mark.
I don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
I'm
12.
out. I got nothing left. I got no more tears to shed.
All right.
More emotions in the tank.
So,
Or an
on
onion if you need to cry.
the 35th, we'll say, after you guys have collected the last of your commissions, you said your goodbyes, morning comes. It is a partially cloudy day in Freeport. Sun kind of peeking through the low-hanging clouds over the horizon. How are you guys getting to the ship?
Wrench.
We're gonna walk.
Swim.
So you
We're gonna
start
fly.
walking. After a couple of hours, you guys reach the edge of the peninsula, and it's all water
Well,
from
this
there on
isn't gonna
out.
work. We should just teleport. All right, ship's going water. I guess so long as we have like a few days on the ship beforehand, that was kind of the goal. So every day
Yeah.
makes sense.
And 35th was the rough
Okay.
estimate. We'll just go 35th. We know everything's finished, and we know you guys are good to head out. So,
Yeah.
Noelle will cast teleport.
Gather up the lost emeralds plus Noelle. I
And
guess
Edward.
she's a lost emerald now. She's in the group.
I mean, I am you, and you are lost emeralds.
It's true. It's transitive.
Lost Emerald by default.
Yeah.
And
I guess I was
Yes,
probably sending to them first just to make sure. I'm just like, hey, we're probably gonna arrive in like the mechanics bay or something because of this wrench. So make sure that room is cleared out.
All right.
I guess I'd send to Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon would say, give us 2 minutes. I'll pass the word along. We'll be ready.
Okay.
And following Gideon's advice, you wait the 2 minutes. You cast teleport. All of you are pulled into that singular point of space, compressing infinitesimally in an instant before rapidly expanding out the other side. And you find yourselves standing in the cramped lower hold of the GWS vertebrae.
I forgot my bucket.
I feel like Noelle immediately stands up and hits her head on a pipe. Just like,
Right.
It's very small in here.
Yeah. So, since we are on board the ship, I do have a layout that I can share.
Ooh.
Take a gasp.
A gasp indeed. So this will be in references. The verdigris is about 120, 150 feet long. The lower hold is probably only about 100 feet. A decent chunk of its length is made up by a very large cannon that is kind of built into the nose of this vessel. You guys appearing in the hold are surrounded by hammocks, crates, packs, lots of piping, as Noelle accurately predicted, with a small cook room at the nose of the ship. There's a few wardens in here who are kind of reclining in hammocks when you arrive. And at your sudden appearance, they all kind of snap to attention immediately, like, oh shit, it's Lionel. There's a couple of guys who look like they're about to salute, and they're like, wait, do we salute you? They're like looking to a Lauren for like some clarity, like, dude.
Calm down.
At ease.
It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry, Gideon's been Marshal Umbar has been drilling since we left port, so it's been like being back at boot camp.
Marshal Umbar?
Gideon insists on proper titles while we're aboard.
Is that his last name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Y'all look stressed. You want me to make some gumbo for everybody then?
Vaguely mentioned a few times.
Do you have enough for
Better memory than me.
50 people?
It's
Oh,
not
I
so much
have
about a
enough
better
for
memory,
50
it's just
people.
it sounds right.
Barbie just pushes his way to the nose and starts walking with the ovens and everything.
I suppose we'd probably
You chef, out. There's only room for one butt in this kitchen, and it's mine.
There's nobody else in there. You're good.
Good.
He says to an empty room.
probably get reports.
Hey, there could be a ghost chef. I don't know.
This is one of the most warded ships in the fleet. There's definitely not a ghost on here. But yeah, you guys would be able to step outside the crew cabin out of the hold and begin making your way upstairs. You would pass the gun deck, which you would see is number 3 there, where there are a few, well, not a few, really, probably about half the crew, honestly, is in here right now. Holy shit. Gerald is in here, and he is, in the midst of kind of drilling the wardens on how to operate these weapons. And you pass them a few times, but now that you actually see them all like fully set up, properly assembled and hooked up into the infrastructure of the ship, they're not proper cannons the way you would expect to see on a ship of the line. These are probably about the size of small, like armless ballista. Honestly, you know, these sort of like pivoting turrets in front of these open, like swinging hatches. You can see the surf kind of bouncing up into view from the surface of the water as the ship continues forward. And out a couple of the portholes, you're kind of at an angle enough to see that there are, you know, ships in the vicinity, kind of sailing at a decent distance, you know, good 100, 150 feet away. Definitely in formation with the rest of the fleet. Gerald would give you guys all a quick wave, seeing you in the door as he continues with his drills. And heading upstairs, you would see that there's a decent number of wardens that are also on the deck of the ship that are in the midst of either practicing with crossbows on some targets that have been set up towards the nose of the ship, or sparring with one another with a variety of weapons under Aaron's watch. And seeing you all, she would wave again and say, Gideon is in the bridge. She'll just point up towards the glass and just kind of looking out, you know, around kind of the bend of the ship. You can see through the pane that there are a couple of wardens standing inside at those control panels with Gideon between them at the wheel. And seeing you, I think you would actually see him step away from the window and a few moments later emerge down the stairs, kind of stepping out into the open air next to all of you. And looking out around you, you are on open water, completely and totally removed from any sign of dry land in any direction. It is just open, sparkling blue in every direction, except for the forest of sails and masts that surrounds you, protruding up from what has to be well over 100 ships sailing in what looks to be a fairly wide formation across the open ocean. Gideon would step forward and he would say, how was the wedding? Alexei said things went were very
I mean, he did see part of the ceremony. I did tell him to when to tune in.
He scried some of it.
Yeah, he's had 10 minutes of it.
Yeah.
10 whole minutes.
The ceremony was lovely.
It was beautiful. I wish you could have been there, but we understand.
Oh. I
You can hold a fake one right here. Just for you.
a reenactment.
Yep.
Well, far be it from me to stop you if you are so inclined.
Only if you want to.
He does actually crack a small smile at this offer, I think. And he would say, well, since you're here, I will send to Admiral O'Gill. I'll see if we can't get her to weigh anchor and we can board her vessel and have a proper discussion. Everyone equipped, everyone ready?
As ready as we can be.
Good. I'm told, I can't see it, but I am told if you look out that way. And he kind of points off the left side of the ship, kind of like 30 degrees off the nose. I think Aloran and Noel could probably make it out. There is a very, very kind of faint, darkish line on the horizon, just kind of hanging
I hate
in
that.
the distance. And Gideon would say, I would imagine we are not much more than a day away from all of that, so we are right on the precipice.
Terrifying.
Here's a gumbo bar.
Barnaby walks up.
We started with gumbo. We're gonna possibly end with gumbo.
With gumbo it came, and with gumbo it ends.
Possibly ends.
Thank you.
I'm optimistic.
You're optimistic it's gonna end?
It's possible. Anything's possible. I ain't gonna rule it out.
Anything's possible except magic.
Well, anything might be possible, but thank you for always continuing to be exactly as we assume you're going to, Barnaby. We love you for it.
Why wouldn't I not be like that?
Burberry's just gonna pat you and just go on.
There.
Good question.
So Gideon, I think, will excuse himself as he is planning to coordinate a proper meeting. In the meantime, though, he does say that he will have Alexi come up and give you guys a proper rundown of the ship, just so that you guys know what we're dealing with. And Alexi will eventually appear a couple minutes later, coming up the stairs behind you. Say, "I didn't actually hear you arrive. Good to see everyone. How are we feeling?"
Good.
Great.
Super ready.
Telepathic messaged him, how are you doing?
We're a day away. It's great. Everything's good. Come on, follow me. He'll just turn back downstairs. He'll start heading down to the gun deck. So this ship has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light cannons to a side, 16 total. When the ship fires a broadside, it is a 2,400 foot cone. Everything in that space is going to roll a saving throw, DC 15 deck save. On a failure, the damage will be divided amongst all of the creatures and objects in that cone that failed. Right. It is going to be 2d10 per cannon.
Okay.
The main gun deals a straight 16 d10 per blast. That also has a range of about 2,400 feet. However, in order for that gun to fire, it requires all the energy on the ship for a moment, which is going to disable all the guns and all the movement for the next turn. So that is a very big, very powerful weapon. Alexi's pretty excited to talk about it. But it is one that leaves the ship vulnerable. He would show you the engine room, which is down on the lower deck. There's the large crystal implement that you guys pulled out of the mech, seated back there. Also, speaking of which, actually, you guys would have seen on the deck of the ship, there are the small group of animated, automated armor units that you guys pulled out of the chaser. That are kind of lined up on either side of the deck, kind of curled up, sitting on the ground. And at the nose of the ship, there was the larger pilotable assault net that is also parked in sort of a crouched, hunkered position.
Who's taking those?
That remains to be decided. But I think it should be someone who can actually run it. No offense, John. But it does require a certain amount of magical energy to actually power it, since we've gutted its usual power supply.
Oh, is that what you meant, magical power? I was like, what do you mean? Am I too big for it or something?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
It just requires magic to run it. But yes, so we have weapons, we have the engine, we are capable of plane shifting. Should the need arise, the ship can retreat, but that is a very slow return back here. If we do that, I would not expect the fleet to do well in our absence, considering what we're up against. So, emergency, last resort. Obviously, we have provisions for the trip out and back, and hammocks if you think you can get some sleep between now and tomorrow morning.
I could sleep.
Good.
Do you need help relaxing?
She'll start rubbing his shoulder.
Thank you, Lauren.
Is this Gideon or Alexi talking to us?
This is Alexi.
Okay.
This is Alexi.
No, I
I
don't
was like,
think
that's a
he'll
bold
blur.
move with Gideon.
No, Gideon went back to the bridge.
Okay.
So over the next half an hour-ish, Gideon gives you this rundown, talking about the ship, just general, as much general knowledge as he can impart ahead of time. Not a particularly speedy vessel, but it is self-propelling, doesn't require winds. It uses engines of an arcane design to move. It can only safely fire at a specific angle, otherwise you risk people sliding along the deck or possibly falling off or out of the ship. So generally they're not shooting more than 30 degrees up or down, angling the ship for whatever reason. And while it is a predominantly metal structure, again, it's not very large, it's not very heavy. There is only so much damage this vessel could potentially take before there is a risk of it breaking apart. And Alexi would definitely impress upon you his concern, given their predictions about what they are facing with La Shirog. In a straight one-on-one firefight, he is not terribly confident about how well this vessel would fare.
Okay.
But at the same time, as you are getting this tour, the fleet around you, you would hear kind of the distant sounding of bells and horns, and eventually you kind of feel the ship beginning to slow down, and eventually begin kind of like rocking in place. And before long, one side of the ship is like completely obscured in shadow as a much larger wooden vessel sails up beside it and comes to rest. And at that point, you would hear Gideon's voice over this speaker system saying, Emeralds, Alexi, if we can get everyone onto O'Gills, we can begin this brief and proper.
Before we go, quick small thing. I was like, I kind of want to test this. I kind of wanted to test this spell before putting it into practice tomorrow. Let's see how well this works. I'm gonna cast Rary's telepathic bond on the Lost Emeralds. So, if you got any private thoughts during the meeting, you can just send them to whoever. And all of us have a telepathic link to one another for the next hour.
I hope I didn't burn the sausage. Oh man, did I remember to put in enough spice?
1 second.
Uh-oh, the rice isn't cooked. Oh no. Part of me doesn't know how to control it, so it's just getting sent to everybody.
Part of me just don't think to all of us. Just think to yourself.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Oh my, okay.
He's that fucking manager that replies all.
So Noel,
I couldn't figure out that one stone that you gave me. I still can't figure out. How do you expect me to figure this out?
as you are casting this spell, you are feeling a strange absence of magic as you weave the incantation and continue the somatic gestures, and as you finish it, you don't hear anybody. And at that, I think Alexi I completely fucking forgot the wards. I am so sorry. O'Gill's ship shouldn't have quite as much on it as the verdigris does, but we are warded against divination. We are warded against teleportation.
Wait, how did we get here then?
Well, the top deck is the only part of the ship that can be teleported to. So, retcon, you would have had to teleport to the top deck.
I was gonna say, we didn't teleport to the top deck.
Yeah. So that's where you would have appeared. And that's also me forgetting. So the ship is warded against being scryed on, any divination spells that would target creatures on the ship, which actually includes various telepathic bonds. So cast that off the ship.
Yeah.
And then, what is the other one? There is...
So wait, would that not work if we were at all ever on the ship?
As soon as you're off the ship, you're okay. The vessel itself is what's warded.
Also, shouldn't interfere if we already have it active before we get on the ship.
So if you step off of the vessel onto like
I need to
O'Gill's
cast it again then.
Yeah.
That's tremendously inconvenient. To the point where I maybe should repick that spell if we literally can't use it.
It'll work as long as you cast it off the ship. Once it's up, it's fine.
But we're on the ship. This is where the fight is.
How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour. Shit, I lost it. The ship is the verdigris. There it is. Okay. Okay, so divination spells cannot be cast targeting the verdigris or any creatures on board. Creatures cannot teleport or planar travel inside the verdigris. Creatures more than 100 feet from the center of the weather deck cannot hear what is being said on the ship. So if you're off the ship, you can't hear what's happening on the ship. And creatures that are not members of the crew will trigger alarms on the ship when they step onto the hull. So it is warded.
Right.
The ship does have some magical protections on it.
Alright, well, figure out the details of that later, I guess.
Yeah. But stepping onto O'Gill's ship, you would be able to get Rare's telepathic bond up. O'Gill's vessel is not as heavily warded. Unfortunately for her. Just doesn't have that Gatewatch quality to it.
Man, I am torn. I'm not sure if I would have picked that spell if I literally couldn't use it, though. Because that is...
I think you guys can engineer a way to get it cast without...
Well, it's like we have a way anchored just to get on another ship so I can cast a spell.
I mean, you could just jump over the side and then climb back up. If you really...
Couldn't we all just hover off the deck by like 10 feet and then cast it and then come back down?
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're not on the ship, you can be targeted by divination vessel.
We all just do it all at once. We just jump. Right when you
so we're not on the deck, yeah, we're synchronized.
Freeze frame.
Yeah.
Sure.
Something like that.
I
mean, we've got a way to use it. I guess it's fine, but
there's ways to use it. You guys can find a way. Stepping onto O'Gill's ship, like I said, significantly larger vessel. Probably by like 50%. We're looking at like a 200 or 300 foot long ship. Large, like 3-deck, 4 masts, very highly elevated rear castle. There would be a large procession of East Alliance soldiers kind of standing at attention as you guys board. And there would be a lieutenant who would guide you towards the office at the rear of the ship, where O'Gill has a large map of the Emerald Coast and the Sea of Halan kind of spread out on a table. Oop. No worries. she is dressed in substantially less ornate uniform now that she's like out at sea on active duty. Still got kind of the silver epaulets and the deep blue coat, but all the medals and everything that have been stripped away. It's just like a sash across the top and a hat that she's got set down to the side. Emerald scales still glittering, even in the kind of diffused light of this room. And seeing everyone again, she would nod, bow, and say, "Well, I'm glad you got here when you did. We have a lot to discuss. Pack in."
Barnaby,
So-
if you could stop thinking about gumbo ingredients for about 5 seconds.
Well, you see,
If it's scalding at the bottom, all right.
our ship is this big old okra here, and there's
You just got to break it down into terms I can understand.
We have
No,
proper
I'm not gonna be able to
models.
concentrate.
She will gesture down to like
All I can
what is
think of
effectively a
okra.
battle map of her fleet. And she's got little miniature ships set up on it, along with a very roughly hewn model of the verdigris.
I'm going to place pieces of okra and chili peppers on those.
Right.
Noelle, make it stop.
So
I can't. It's stuck like this for an hour.
No. Wait, can we reconvene this meeting? I can't concentrate. All I see is gumbo.
He's not projecting images into your brain. It's just whatever he's thinking about.
I know. I just think she's
And that's
gonna be
just gumbo.
so
I
distracted.
really need to get back to the pot. It's starting to scald, I bet.
Gate's just gonna wave a hand, and you're gonna feel the magic dispel.
Oh, dear God! Thank you. Okay, we can do it.
Now,
Sorry, everything was okra and peppers and sausage and shrimps.
It's a beautiful vision, isn't it?
It was beautiful, but really distracting for a war meeting that I need to pay attention to. But you have some great ideas, though. You should do this. I'll be your taste tester. Anyway, sorry, please continue.
thank you. So, our objective.
Kill Lost Rock.
Obviously, kill Lost Rock. Yes, very good. However,
Do I get a gold star? For answering
We already got two
that
of
question,
those.
right?
what we know about Lost Sharag tells us that this is not going to be easy nor quick. So I don't think that we should plan for it to be. I think if an opportunity presents itself to take him out on his vessel, by all means take it. But we are expecting him to make a run for it. So I think that we should account for that in our sortie. Now, the fleet, I shall gesture down to the map, the swath of wooden ships, will be engaging with Oshrog's flotilla on the sea in a very traditional line of battle. We are expecting stormy conditions, which we believe is being generated by a similar arcane device to what was outfitted on his previous flagship. The fact that they are moving under the cover of the storm and have been for about a month now leads us to conclude this vessel is likely about as well fortified as his previous vessel. And I would venture a further guess that he is likely to have some level of precaution prepared against whatever it is you use to get past him the first time. So cross off your first idea, go with your second.
Add chicken? How do I do that to gumbo?
No, Barnaby, not that one. Other one.
The whole kill Lasharog thing.
Oh, that thing. All right.
Also, I called dibs on Lasharog. Just to put that on the table.
I mean, based on past experience, Barnaby is definitely going to be the one who kills him. Unless he gets trapped in a tsunami.
Look, I can't control how loud Bertha is, all right?
I still called dibs.
I have a question. So Lost Rock's ship is similar to this one in that it has like an engine room area, right?
We believe Lasharog has outfitted Ransal Bloodbeard's ship in a manner similar to his former flagship. Given that that's the case, it is still likely to be a sail ship, 3-mast. If memory serves, only 2 gun decks. But we also expect it to be flying, which obviously complicates the fleet's ability to attack it. Confronting the flagship will be pretty much the sole purview of the verdigris. Now, there are a few assumptions that we're making going into this. As we said, we are assuming that his ship is as fortified as his previous flagship was. So we're assuming anti-scrying precautions, anti-teleportation precautions, alarms, likely some amount of glyph work. Alexei has actually been outfitting our own vessel with similar wards over the course of this journey.
I noticed.
We are fairly certain that this storm is being generated by the same sort of device that was installed on the previous ship. We've come to call them storm spires. We believe that he's replaced the mast with these and that they are generating the storm cover, and clearly they give him some measure of control over the weather in a certain radius around his vessel, which means that we are at a significant disadvantage as long as those spires are still up. If he has line of sight on an Alliance vessel, that vessel is likely to be bombarded with lightning until it is a pile of ash. So we need to be moving quickly. We are also expecting some manner of conjuration. We don't know to what extent or what exactly, but past experience indicates that he will likely rely on either elementals or some variety of fiends, judging from the defenses in his various cells, hideouts across the Emerald Sea. We are also anticipating the presence of the Leviathan's spawn somewhere underwater. We do not really possess the capabilities to screen to a significant depth for these creatures, so we'll likely be left to confront them as they appear. But we are hoping that the verdigris can help to some extent with these things when they do show their face. And as we've noted, given what we know about Lost Shrog's abilities, we do expect him to make a retreat as soon as things start turning against him. So I would be ready for that as well. Now, the East Alliance...
Sorry. Quick question. So or I guess it's more of a comment. So I'm going to go ahead and say, since we've probably talked about this whole thing before we got on this ship, which spell should I have in this Ring of Spell Storing? Should I have a Revivify or something else?
Look, can I ponder that?
You could just... If we're
You
doing...
guys have about a day, judging from the distance to the storm, before this kicks off.
Yeah,
so
we can chat about this stuff too in Discord.
Yeah. You have time.
That one I'm not too sure about.
You could also put Raised Dead in it.
What's to stop us from trying the same thing we
Raised
did
Dead.
last time, where we made it go boom?
we're expecting that he will have some level of countermeasure prepared against whatever it was you did last time.
Unfortunately,
You just cut a hole from the bottom of the ship and climbed in, and
Repeat.
Yeah.
I
it
would
was really
hazard a
easy,
guess
actually.
The same trick won't work twice.
What if we brought a boom? Like I could maybe make a bag of boom.
Nah, we should have just coated this entire ship in rubber.
Just bounce it.
No, because it's lightning.
Just make it all non-conductive. If only we'd thought of that a year ago. Not to jump around topics too much, but this is what's been on my mind specifically. Do we have any way to counteract the bullshit that Lashrog pulled with Renzal, where they just vanished and we couldn't do anything about it? I mean, we had Alexi in range, ready to stop him with counterspell, and there was nothing to be done. How do we stop Lashrog from just getting away and restarting? And we just go through all this again in a year, or 2, or 5.
Well, this might seem like a dumb comment, but if they are similar to our ship, in which it's impossible to teleport onto their ship, it might be impossible for them to teleport out of their ship. So if we have this fight on the ship that he is on, that might stop him from teleporting, but we don't know much about the specs of the ship.
I also think whatever he actually started in this big red light, I feel like that's something that's not going to be easily put on hold for.
That's
Be like,
true.
oh, hey, Eldritch God. Just kidding. I'm not summoning you anymore. And then, I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking about long term, though. I mean,
That's about where our heads are at about it, truth be told. Considering he's amassed all of this manpower to make this push into the Halan, this feels like an all or nothing play. If he is retreating from a fight on his ship, it is likely to attempt to push deeper into the ocean towards his objective, whatever this ruin is.
I mean, that's another good point. I guess we don't want him getting away, though, right?
No.
Like, regardless.
No. Leaving him to his own devices is untenable.
I mean, Gideon and I were able to find him last time.
It certainly was interesting to me how he didn't go any further than just toward the edge of Freeport. It kind of makes me think he can't go further than that, or he would have.
Maybe it's like a Misty Step?
That is similar to Alexi and I's speculation as well. I've been poring over. You alright?
Water down the wrong tube.
Yeah.
No, like a piece of hair.
I have been poring over texts in the Presidium for months now, trying to find some answer to that question. I unfortunately cannot speak to what it is that is fueling him, what power this is that he's wielding, but it does appear to have limits. And whatever the case, there are certain objectives the Verdigris needs to hit, regardless of whether or not Lashrog is killed aboard his ship or if he flees. That vessel needs to be neutralized. Best case scenario, we disable the weapons, we capture the crew, we take the ship for ourselves. More realistically, we blow it to pieces. Whatever the case may be, as long as that ship is generating storm cover, as long as that ship is in control of the weather, the East Alliance Navy is at a significant disadvantage and cannot respond in kind. If the ship is neutralized, Loshrog's flotilla will not be able to withstand the might of the Navy. That said, as soon as that objective is met, we believe it is in the best interest of everyone that the Verdigris strike team regroup and immediately begin pursuing Loshrog as soon as possible.
I mean, we could also just send us out to go find him if he does disappear during this.
If you are comfortable leaving the battle, that is an option.
Well, he could do some way worse shit, probably, if we left him to his own devices and he finds this temple without interference.
Agree. I think we should prioritize keeping Loshrog away from whatever he's trying to do.
Yep. So I think we will be the chasing team of Loshrog, but we will lend assistance as much as we can until we have to go.
Yes.
All right. Well, as said, second objective, give chase. Once you've caught him, obviously kill him. Whatever it takes.
You got it, buddy. I'm gonna do it. I called dibs.
Lord, I don't think there's
Yes,
dibs.
we realize you've called dibs. I don't think we're going to have a lot of control over it for dibs.
If
but
Barnaby
no.
has a shot, he should take it. That's all I'm saying.
If the Verdigris is able to finish up with Loshrog's ship in a reasonable amount of time to follow you all, it is the only vessel in the fleet capable of submerging and diving to these sorts of depths. So we will do our best to follow and back you up.
Question about the verdigris.
Hmm.
Is it capable of shooting straight up?
Not safely.
A lot of people would
Not-
fall over.
Not really. No.
Well, I'm
that is the biggest problem.
Oh, yes. No, I was just thinking that probably the safest place to find haven from the lightning if we were going to be in a firefight would actually be directly underneath the other ship, just because lightning usually has to go straight down, and so if we're underneath the thing, they wouldn't be able to hit it.
I think Gerald is going to clap you on the shoulder and say, "That is exactly what I've been saying this entire time." You just see Gideon's nostrils flare a little bit and say, yes. yes, you have. Finally, fourth objective before we can devolve into actual tactical consideration. Once Loshrog is dead, we do need to secure this ruin, whatever this facility is. Make sure none of his other people have gotten down there, that there is no enemy presence in the area, and that it is secured against whatever it is that Loshrog is attempting to do down there. If it requires further action to stop, then we need to see to whatever that is. So, getting under the capital ship.
It's not a terrible idea, based on what we know. It certainly puts the rest of the fleet in harm's way until we destroy that storm spire. Or storm spires. How many are there?
Assuming they are taking the place of the masts, 3 or 4.
Okay. I don't know how good we're going to be at destroying it. I guess, John could probably chop him down. Big, strong guy.
Have a decent amount of firepower at our disposal as well. There is the assault machine on the deck. A caster could pilot that to pretty significant effect. We also have the autonomous armor units. They are capable of flight and resistant to a certain amount of magic. They could certainly serve a decent amount of damage before they are overwhelmed. Plus, they don't require anyone to pilot them. More bodies to throw at the problem.
I mean, if you really wanted to take down the storm spires really quick, you could always just send those automated units with bombs on the side to attach to the bottom of it and explode.
We could try.
Would be using what feels like a very valuable resource too.
I don't know how much combat power they have, so I have no idea.
Presumably quite a lot, but I'm also just guessing.
Let me pull up the stuff real quick.
I guess also the question then becomes also how much damage can the storm spires do?
I mean,
because if it's
they have control over the weather in a pretty significant radius around the ship.
Do we know what they're made out of?
If they're anything like the last one, probably some fusion of wood and arcanely reinforced metals.
Do they have to be controlled? Is someone at the helm of the storm spires like targeting ships, or is it just kind of a vibe?
Based off of what the Alliance was able to salvage from the Cetus, we believe that they do require manual activation.
Are they manually targeting or automatic targeting?
We haven't been able to bring them back online to find out. I would assume that they required some line of sight from someone on the vessel.
So we could take over things and we could actually target their vessels with their own storm spires.
That's kind of where my brain's at. I mean, if nothing else, like even if that doesn't work, just taking out the person who is using it or destroying the control panel or whatever, however it works, might be easier than trying to chop down 4 masts.
If we can capture the ship, all the better. I mean, that's a shitload of magic and firepower, although disabling the wards inside is going to be a pain in the ass once it's all done. But, ship's a ship. To answer about the armors, 20 AC, 70 hit points, 30-foot fly, swim, and move speed. They do have advantage on saves against magic. They do have immunity to 3 common spells. These are slotted for Fireball, Heat Metal, and Lightning Bolt. And they do have the ability to fire a handful of first and second level spells. Cure Wounds, Entangle, Fog Cloud, Magic Missile, Shield, Scorching Ray, Shatter, and Web.
That's pretty good, actually.
That is pretty useful.
They are also able to smite when they land melee attacks once per turn.
Cool.
Yeah. Sounds like they're pretty good mob clearers.
And that's what we used them for back in the 7th Incursion. They did a lot of work. We also lost a lot of them, so, you know, they took a beating.
This might sound odd, but it feels like those should be reserved for people who are magically inclined, but perhaps not adept. I mean, I almost feel like we are better served having as many powerful assets as possible, right? So it doesn't really make a lot of sense for any of the Lost Emeralds to be piloting them.
Well, nobody has to pilot them. They're autonomous.
Oh, I thought someone mentioned something about piloting them, but...
No, the assault machine on the prow, the big one, that one requires a pilot.
Oh, okay.
They can seat 2, technically, but it only needs 1 person to run it.
And that also requires a magic user, or just anyone can do that?
Technically anybody could run it, but without the crystal drive in tow, it's not going to be able to activate any of its more advanced functionality without some source of magical energy.
Okay.
A caster can burn their own energy to fuel the machine. I can actually post that in the chat. I'll put that in references.
I have a really dumb idea.
This is the time.
Okay, so and this would be an odd one, so I apologize, and it would be very contingent on me, which I do not like. But I can cast etherealness, which makes me intangible, which means I could probably walk through walls. It also makes me unable to be perceived by other creatures.
That puts you on the ethereal plane, right?
It just says it, like, or the short version I wrote says makes you intangible and unable to perceive creatures in the material plane.
So, while you are in the ethereal plane, you can move in any direction, up, down, or left or right, whatever. You cannot see further than 60 feet away. While in the ethereal plane, you can only affect or be affected by other creatures on that plane. Creatures that aren't on the ethereal plane cannot perceive you and cannot interact with you, unless a special ability or magic lets them. You ignore all objects and effects that are not on the ethereal plane, allowing you to move through them or through objects you perceive on the plane you originated from. And when the spell ends, you immediately return to the plane you originated from in the spot you currently occupy. And it lasts for up to 8 hours. If you occupy the same space as a solid object or creature when that happens, you're immediately shunned to the nearest occupied space. Take force damage. Spell has no effect if you cast it while you're on the ethereal plane or a plane that doesn't border it, such as one of the outer planes.
So, theoretically, if I wanted to get inside of the ship, I could. And if you want to give me something that detonates...
Alexi, I think, would raise a hand there, and he would say, if their wards are anything like the verdigris, then planar travel is likely to be blocked within the vicinity of the ship's interior.
There.
Is that planar travel?
I don't actually know. That's the reason.
Wouldn't that be like transporting from one plane to the ship or something? I don't know.
Well, coming back from the ethereal plane would jettison you
out of the ship.
Outside the ship.
Okay.
That would have been really funny, though.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, no, legitimately, I was thinking,
I would hate to see you fall to your death.
Oh, no, I actually would be fine. No, like, legitimately. Well, so I have a rope of climbing, which just kind of, like, I can use as a... think of it like Indiana Jones' whip, so if I get shunted from it, I could literally just kind of drag something or grab something that's sticking out from the ship. But anyway, but no, like legitimately, I was thinking, oh yeah, no, you do etherealness to get me on it because I can only cast it once.
Yeah.
Then if I have a detonating thingy, I drop the detonating thingy, and then I banish myself. And since the ship is moving, whenever I get unbanished, I would be just outside of the ship after it explodes, hopefully.
We might be able to use that banishment thing.
Maybe.
It's an interesting thought.
It does only work on critters, unfortunately.
Problem is the object you're leaving the ethereal plane wouldn't necessarily do anything to the material plane.
Well, no, that's what I was saying with the... No, I didn't, like... In my head, I would drop the etherealness to drop the object. But if I am not able to stop inside of the ship, the idea is moot.
Yeah. Because the ship would... The ward would theoretically block transitioning from one plane to another inside the ship.
Although, if we're talking about a bomb, what if you were just ethereal over the ship? You drop the etherealness and drop the bomb.
I don't think we prepped one of those in advance now that I'm thinking about it, because I think we used
I don't even know if
already.
we have a bomb or not. I think it's a clever
I
one.
am the bomb.
Barnaby's, isn't that what Barnaby's been working on this whole time?
We have no idea.
Yeah.
I thought he
No.
used it for something dumb for some like I thought he had it for a different thing and we ended up not using it, so he used it for a dumb thing afterwards.
He
It
killed
was
No,
not a dumb thing. It was for vengeance.
Yeah.
I am the knight.
I am Barnaby.
Gumbo man.
Do we have gaseous form?
I don't have that one,
I don't
but-
have that. I don't even know what that is.
What happens
Gaseous
when you
form?
eat too many beans?
You should know this. Didn't
I don't know if
Kill
that would
these all-
be fast enough.
Yes, he did. I'm
From-
joking.
Well,
no.
bards pick their spells.
Oh,
And but it doesn't come with the cleric spell list.
what else could we do?
I mean, it would. Maybe Alexi has that, but yeah, I think Putt's right. It wouldn't really be very fast. You can move real slow as a cloud.
Gaseous form is a 10-foot movement speed, and I'm pretty sure even the slowest ship in the fleet moves at least 30 feet
There
per
is
hour,
wind walk.
which is
But what if you put the gaseous form right in front of the ship so the ship moves into the gaseous form?
well, that would require approaching from the front. So there's.
Well, they're not gonna see it.
Are you going to be a gaseous form the entire approach to the ship? Can you guarantee that you'll be within an hour of this vessel when you cast the spell?
Well, I mean, I could theoretically take out the, depending on how big the ship is, I could theoretically take out the sails with my high level spell slot. Because I do have Firestorm as an option, which ignites flammable objects, which I would count fabric as flammable.
So
It is probably raining under that storm, though.
here's
Listen.
my question. So let's assume that his ship is warded the same way that our ship is warded, right? Against planar travel and teleporting,
Teleportation.
all that stuff, right? Do you, does the person that casts those spells have the ability to ignore those, or are you also subject to those?
The wards are blanket. That is just.
Is it possible that he gave himself a backdoor through those? On his own ship?
Alexi would probably say, I don't know if there's a way to do it with a spell necessarily, but it's possible he left gaps somewhere on the ship that aren't warded.
Okay.
I
And
don't know how we would
what,
detect that,
Well-
though.
what would happen if you were to put, like, a bubble around his ship also preventing teleporting or planar travel?
I
that
don't have
is-
the ability. I don't think anyone here has the ability to put a 300-foot bubble up of anti-magic. That would be
Oh,
an
how
ask.
big is the... I didn't realize the ship was that big.
We are assuming it is at least the size of a comparable capital ship in the Navy's fleet. O'Gill's is
Okay.
probably a good
So let's
ballpark.
roll it. How big of a bubble of anti-magic can you put up?
I can't put up anti-magic. I don't know how to do that. That is extremely advanced.
Okay.
I think Enegard has some mages in their employ that are capable of doing it, but even that is a minuscule amount of space. That is a jail cell. It's worth of magic, anti-magic.
What about just the anti-teleportation?
Those wards are a lot easier to put up. You can put up 100 square feet or 100 100 cubic feet at a time, if I recall correctly. Let me double check private sanctum. Area. The area is a cube that can be as small as 5 feet or as large as 100 feet. And at higher spell slots, it increases by 100 feet on each side.
Okay, and does that also prevent the planar travel, or is that a separate ward?
No, it's the same ward. Can prevent planar travel, teleportation, divination, all of that.
Okay. So I'm trying to prevent him from escaping.
I'm not sure that there is a way to stop him outside of just getting lucky and blowing his fucking head off before he knows we're there. And I think that is a big ask. I think at the minimum, if we can shut his ship down, we count that as a win and we give chase.
I might be able to stop him.
Like physically, I feel like we can stop him from escaping. That way, it's just magically is what I'm worried about. Which is why I was worried about whether or not he put in some kind of like backdoor or blank spot in the wards on his ship that he can get to escape. Which is why I'm wondering if we can override those with our own ward, preventing him. Like he feels like he's going to escape. He gets to that spot and then suddenly it doesn't work.
The problem is it takes 10 minutes to get a ward like that up.
Okay, that is a lot of time.
That is a time investment.
And there's no way to shorten that?
No.
I might be able to stop him.
Not even like ring a spell storm?
What do you have?
Both of us have it as she looks over to Snow. Force cage.
Cool.
Might be the best thing we could try.
It's worth a shot.
What's it do?
It locks him in a magical box and there is.
Sounds like it forces him into a cage.
Essentially. It's called force cage. Something like yeah, force cage.
No spaces, yeah.
Um,
A mobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison composed of magical force. 20 feet to a side.
Any creature completely inside the cage is trapped. Creatures only parts in the area, or those too large to fit inside, are pushed away. A creature inside the cage can't leave it by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to leave the cage, it must make a charisma saving throw. On a success, it can use magic to exit the cage. On a failure, it can't exit the cage and waste the spell or effect. The cage also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel. It would be a DC 20 charisma saving throw. Unfortunately, he's a warlock. But
wait, that sounds like something Ma would do on us when we had to go into timeout.
Your mom would put you in a force cage?
When she said timeout, you were in timeout.
Sounds like she used word of power.
Of course she has word of power. She's a Ma.
I feel like Barnaby misheard it as forest cage. And is just picturing the wooden box his mom used to lock him in.
Well, Barnaby's traumatic childhood aside, I feel like it's not going to end up being relevant, but keeping me and Snow within 100 feet of Lasharog might be worth considering, or worth keeping in mind over the course of the battle. Assuming we ever see him.
He might not even be on that particular ship.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, because Bloodbeard doesn't strike me as the type to just hand over something like that.
I know this is probably a monumental ask, but I don't suppose there's any way to make that ward into like a magical object that's movable, is there?
No.
Certainly not on the timetable we're on.
That'd be a useful like magical object for future study. It's like a magical object you can put down and it's to cast that ward.
A mobile ward would be a game changer.
It would take forever to come up with, though.
I'm just saying it would be something for like a good amount of research.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I mean, obviously there's a market for it, considering there's an entire prison that's its whole thing.
I mean, everyone in the room is nodding. It's like, man, yeah, we had one of those.
Yeah.
A man can dream.
What's the magic tower even for?
I feel like I'm suddenly teleported back to whenever I was playing Roxy, and we're all trying to find stupid magical responses for something that's probably a low, like, like a non-magic solution too.
Yeah.
I mean, the non-magical solution is just fucking killing everybody on the ship, but we could use magic to do that.
Different non-magical solutions like sabotaging the engines.
I just have a really bad feeling he's
all
gonna
out
have
of the sky.
escape option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna be able to stop him. I don't think that's... Go ahead.
Didn't we have those cuffs or whatever?
The what?
The handcuffs?
We never got him.
We never got him?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It would have been real tricky to get those on him anyway. We'd have had to like incapacitate him first and then spend a turn using an action to activate them.
Technically, we could have just grappled him and then put him on.
Maybe?
I want to see. I just imagine John putting him in a full Nelson.
Honestly, it wouldn't be tremendously surprising if they just had those here. I assume they'll need manacles.
What are those called?
Out of question.
Manacles of
most teleportation spells are somatic, right?
Verbal,
yeah. Sorry.
usually.
So just casting silence would stop him from leaving?
If it was a spell.
It's not a spell.
This is an eldritch warlock.
Dimensional shackles, that's what they're called, by the way.
That's the word. Shackle.
I have a question.
Yeah, they've got to be incapacitated to put them on.
Can a warlock cast spells if his hands are broken?
Not if they have somatic components.
So if I just get up to Lasharog and break his fingers?
Well, if he's got vocal, then you're SOL.
If you can wear him down enough to get a hold of his hands and break his fingers, then technically he would not be able to cast somatic components anymore.
I mean, I feel like if we get John within range of finger breaking, he's already made a mistake.
Technically, I just have to get within grapple range. Right?
Until he teleports.
Yeah.
Can he teleport if I'm grappling him?
Oh, yeah. If he was blinded, deafened, couldn't talk, and had his fingers broken, then no, probably not. But
not conventionally.
Then he would have his freebie get out of jail free card, which is the real tricky part. I just don't think we're working around this. It's get lucky with a force cage, or accept the fact that we're probably gonna have to chase him down.
Plus probably just delighted. He's like, yes, they actually have to deal with this one.
Fight my final battle, damn you!
You know what we could do is we could get Lasharog up on his deck and then just drop John from orbit and hit him with it.
You know,
that is a theory.
Nah, just drop a Lauren on it in the form of blue whale.
I think this is Fairly uncheesable.
Good.
Ain't no cheese in gumbo.
Exactly. Cheese is a foul substance.
Cheesable sounds like a snack food, and I want it now.
Out of character, yes. I agree.
Why is that not a snack? Anyway. I'm sorry, Noel's hungry.
Now that I think about it, actually taking a bunch of cannonballs up to like super high height and dropping them on a ship would actually be pretty heavy damage, probably.
Depends on what the ship's made out of.
Wood and metal, be my guess.
You can blame Craft General. Out of character, they took the trademark Cheesables in 1999 and they've been doing nothing with it.
Bastards.
I know that it's magical lightning, but I'm just like, man, having a metal thing within a storm cloud must be a terrible idea.
If you control the storm cloud, it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah,
Also-
but like that's still light, like, because you know the lightning in the clouds whenever they roll around, and also water's conductive, and the ship's gonna be wet because it's in the water. Like, just seems like
I mean,
a bad
I don't-
idea.
I mean, wooden
No,
ships
no,
got struck by lightning all the time in a storm. Being a ship in a storm just sucks.
Yeah.
Unless it's your storm.
I don't think all metals are conductors either.
Yeah, they are.
All metals?
Metal's very conductive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even houses have lightning rods.
Yeah, that's the reason that they have it.
No, I didn't say there wasn't metal that is conductive. I said I don't think all metals are conductive.
I mean, not like I think gold is like one of the only ones that's not, but like
No, gold's great.
No, gold is super conductive.
Yeah, they use that for electronic components.
Yeah.
And if there is, I certainly don't know what it is, but
I don't know what metal is not conductive, because like any of the ones that you build a ship out of, like iron or I guess no, aluminum's no,
That's
but
airplane.
yeah, iron's definitely conductive.
if you made a ship out of aluminum, this would be a lot easier.
Bismuth is the least conductive metal.
Bismuth.
Interesting.
It's still technically conductive, just the least conductive.
But I would qualify bismuth as a rock.
Tungsten
is an
is
element,
non-conductive. Tungsten is
Anyways.
non-conductive.
Alright, so if we just get a lot of Pepto-Bismol.
And we
Oh,
drop
I
it on
saw
the
that
ship.
one on YouTube.
No. We coat this ship in it, so we can't lightning it.
Both tungsten and titanium are low electrical conductivity.
Also be a beautiful pink color.
Wait, does this ship have a lightning rod?
They're called masts.
Listen, let's just pretend that I haven't actually like pictured what the ship that we're in looks like in my brain, because seeing that in a three-dimensional space is difficult, and it's a fictitious ship.
Well, okay, so the verdigris does not have masts. The verdigris does have like a little antenna.
Okay, that's the one I'm asking about.
The ship you're meeting on is O'Gill's like flagship right now.
Yeah,
It's
no,
actually
I'm
got
asking
space to have
about
like
the Verta thing that we would actually theoretically be
verdigris.
flying up there in. Does it
Yeah.
have some sort of lightning rod conducty thingy?
it's got like an antenna on it, but not like a. There's no way to diffuse it because there's no grounding. So you're still taking the lightning.
My brain's just like, you fool! Of course ships have masts. Like, apparently not the ship we're gonna be on. Anyway.
So
We are getting into
we're coming up on
later in the
Yeah.
evening, and we all know how we do when we start discussing plans.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to table this for next session, then we can pick up. You guys can discuss your tactics.
And then we'll spend the entire next session discussing.
I mean, in fairness, I'm not sure what more there is to discuss. I mean, like,
I think
we
we are
know
just
what
gonna
our-
have to go in there. And
What's your angle of attack? Is because everyone in the room is kind of resigned to like we gotta just fucking bust
Yeah.
this shit.
what's our
I
angle
don't
of
think
attack? We go.
Are we going from the
wash
bottom?
Rog
Are we
and-
going from behind them? Are we going from above? What's the play?
Don't think that
Probably
entirely.
tower, or the electric tower thingies. Storm towers.
Do what about it?
We don't have a short-range teleportation spell, right? For multiple people?
Dimension.
No,
That's what I'm saying, like-
Dimension Door is the only one that's on one person per.
How are we getting to the...
I'm mostly asking because, like, in theory, if we did have the keep forgetting it's Vertus something,
The vertigo.
underneath, and we move ourselves to the top of the ship so that it at least has some cover from the lightning while we deal with the lightning rod problem.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
mean, if
mass
his top
problem,
deck
like-
is also not warded against teleportation, that would work. If his whole ship is warded against teleportation, then...
Well, and we might not even need to do teleportation, because if we do manage to get the ship underneath, we could just ask Aloran to turn into a giant bird to fly us up top. Like, there is a non-teleportation option
Oh
there.
yeah, no. I mean, if we're that close at that point, kind of doesn't matter if we teleport or not.
But like that could be an option to keep the ship protected while we try and deal with the problem, rather than having it try and fly up next to it and get bombarded by lightning.
My only concern with that is, does that not hinder literally everyone on the verdigris, like, who can't breathe underwater? If we were under the ship, or no, the ship will be flying. That's the assumption, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, then yeah, being under it would make a lot of sense.
And like,
next
yeah,
question.
it would stop it from being able to attack properly, because, you know, attacking straight up is not an option. I also don't know if the ship that we're attacking has downward cannons.
Probably not.
It's
That'd be really weird.
That'd be a new one.
a flying ship, I assume nothing.
I don't know how you keep your cannonballs in your cannon if your cannon's pointing down.
I mean, that's assuming that they're using cannons.
Some sort of
Assuming they
magnet.
It's just a giant pinball machine.
You don't really need to fire the cannonballs up there over something.
That's true. You just kind of open a door and drop them.
I suppose that's a real risk, though, is they could just start dropping cannonballs.
No,
out the
because you see,
windows.
no, because if they open a door, then we could go in said door.
Well, they could have little, like, you know, side windows they can open, drop a cannonball, and
Probably.
Okay, but again, question. We're assuming that there's 4 storm towers, correct?
3 to 4. That's the assumption.
Okay. Are we splitting up and going at all of them simultaneously, or are we staying together and doing one by one?
well, they're all on the same ship, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we don't need to split up.
Well, we don't know how far apart they are.
Probably one by one then, just to make sure that we are, at least that way, if we start going down, we can lessen the amount of lightning.
So
Yeah.
we're saying sticking together, doing one at a time.
I think we try to stick together as much as possible. Honestly, this just sounds like we get onto Lasharog's ship, we assess the situation, and we take care of what we can. If we can take care of the storm spires, we get rid of those. If we can kill Lasharog, we get rid of him. Whatever makes the most sense in the moment. We just gotta play it by ear. But we just have to get on that ship, I think.
Well, you've
And I
got
will
us.
pull out one of my stupid magical keys that have yet to work, and somehow.
If that gets you into, like, his fucking captain's quarters or something.
That'd be hilarious.
The one thing Plunt didn't account for.
As you guys are
Random keys from 20,
saying all
30
this.
sessions ago.
I do think the last thing I do want to make clear to the party before we call it for the night, just because I know we're trying to wrap. Aaron, Alexi, Gideon, and Gerald are all willing to throw down with this boarding action. They will fly up there with you. They will fight with you. They are committed to the cause. So, as a part of this final fight, these are their stat blocks. Whichever of you feels comfortable running them, by all means, take them off my hands.
Players take the way here.
So there is something to read over the next week. discuss, make do with what you will. For now, I think we call the session and we pick up next week. Commit to a plan and follow through.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Good.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
Oh boy.
We're coming up on it.
All right. Out of character. I'll be obviously this one's gonna be out of character. I am not an effective player, so you probably don't want to give me one of the NPCs.
I do feel inclined to have John and Barnaby have first picks because me and Aloran are already running second characters. Because Chani's got Adlar, I've got Snowell.
I was thinking of doing Gideon myself.
Okay, go for it.
I was considering Aaron.
I mean, you don't have to pick right this second. I'm just saying I think you guys have priority, and we'll figure out the rest from there.
Somehow Barnaby running Gideon sounds just right.
What's that supposed
Only
to
if you
mean?
roleplay them, too.
I mean, they're both kind of sticks in the mud.
Different
Slightly.
sides of that coin.
Different sides of stick and mud.
One's in the mud and the other's out of the mud.
Yeah.
The one boiled the mud in a pot and made gumbo out of it.
Don't
Oh.
expect me to do accents.
Before we go, I have a final Noel I can share with you guys real quick.
Oh shit. Character art.
Yeah, dude. And it's, let's see.
In
I think I have a
characters.
smaller one. Yeah, I'll put it in characters. There you go.
Hey.
The final Noel.
Looks so pretty!
That's a black and red.
She has
That's
turned
good.
into a vampire. Thank you, man.
It's a lot brighter when you have the full lighting effects on it and not just the flats.
Yeah,
Oh, did you
Does
just
look
put
nice.
the lights in the cloak? It looks so good!
Thank you. And she's got a little, I don't know what you call it, but she's got the flowers pinned to the front of the armor.
That's adorable.
The corsage.
Yeah, corsage, there you go.
Looks nice, dude.
Thank you.
And you even put the necklace. Damn! Nice.
Yeah, that was...
The L.E. Lawful Evil
No,
Noel.
it's for Lost Emerald. It's also a joke because she's French.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like her eyes are getting more and more human with each version of her character art.
You know, it's funny. There was a version of this that I had that was literally like a lot more like gray and like washed out eyes, and she just looks so like, I don't know. There's just a kindness that died when I did that, and so I was like, I'll just give her more normal eyes.
Sure.
She looks so like soulless when I do that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, I've updated the overlay for all of everyone who updated their character art. So everybody is as represented as they can be properly for this ending arc.
I feel so bad. You know, you guys made final versions. Like, you guys already saw it whenever you found the singular one.
You saved him.
Yeah,
Stay.
we got your final version revealed.
Yeah.
Oh, but my
I
final
haven't
version
seen
reveal did not have white coloring. Bad job, me. Oof. I did not do good on the transparency there.
Does anybody not have inspiration at this point?
I was thinking about this. Snowell could get it.
I got inspiration.
Any player characters that don't have inspiration?
She's a player character.
Can you
She's
give
a simulacrum.
Can I make
real.
Can I make a request? Can
Yeah.
Adlar have the inspiration?
Does Adler not have inspiration already?
Oh, Adlar can have inspiration, but Snowell can't.
That is a fucking magical construct creature, not a person.
She could be inspired. She gives inspiration. What are you talking about?
He has inspiration.
That sounds like Snowell gets inspiration. I'm marking that down on her character
That's AI art. That's AI art. She's giving
She's
inspiration.
not AI art. She has a soul.
She waves goodbye and she has 6 fingers.
I absolutely do not. 50 damage and I sploosh.
Can we give one of the NPCs that we are apparently going to be running?
Inspiration.
I can't give this to Noelle. She deserves it. She's a person, and she will be in the battle.
So I have a vote. The reason I'm saying, hey, this might be good, is I would like to give it to Alexi because Alexi had the big moment conversation with Allure in this one.
I mean, he did.
He's been going through a lot of stuff, and he gets to have feels with someone. And he has a peanut gallery!
It's true.
Please, Mr. DM, sir.
Alright, tell you what.
Just thinking pose.
Tell you what.
We're doing your ship the proper way. Should we have experts?
Here's what I'm thinking. You all and all of your NPCs will all start with an inspiration for this final fight. We will not be doing any more MVP votes until this fight is done. So you have your 1 inspiration per person.
All right.
Make it count.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
that's fair.
you. Tough, but fair.
So I guess Noelle gets her fucking inspiration. I guess he gets one.